It's not pixelated yet, so there it goes. All right. Yep, we're live.
That was frighteningly quick.
Yeah,
Terrifyingly so.
I think Twitch is getting their ass into gear proper.
What do you mean? Like Amazon actually like went over and they were just like, really? Come on.
And now they have the upload feature as well.
Yeah, I noticed that. How did they roll that out? Because I was like looking, it was like, oh, I can upload videos. Oh right, okay, YouTube. Much.
Yeah, it's all the news posts I saw about it was like YouTube gaming is dead. YouTube gaming had a good run. Twitch allows video uploading.
Oh, the one I read was YouTube gaming was a thing? Question mark.
All the YouTube partners people are still using it, and like I said, it's a little more feature rich than Twitch, but
Oh, it's got all the features. It's just got none of the hype and none of the community, and it's kind of skeezy how like if they identify a game, they will identify the game too.
Yeah.
Like and put it on the YouTube
the same
gaming site. I was like, yeah, guys, I never said create like the Linux Gamecast YouTube gaming site, and they're like, too bad, it's there.
Yeah, we just did it for you.
and of course it's all powered by Google's I know what you're talking about, even though you don't engine.
Right.
So
Yeah. It's like every now and again I'll see like a news post saying, "Oh, Google listens to everything you say near your phone so it can know when you say, "Okay, Google." You didn't read the end user license agreement, did you?
Mm-hmm.
Cuz that shit's there.
Yeah, they did some update on Android recently where they were like, because you know something sketchy's going on when it won't auto update. Like you need to agree to things, and it was like, come on, buddy. I was like, but if you enable this feature, we'll be able to track all kind of new shit and like give you suggestions, but we're going to track all kind of new. And I was like, no.
Every now and again I'll look at the phone when I'm like getting off work if I happen to be at the office that day. It's like, "Oh, your trip home, you should take this route here and here and here because there's traffic here and here." That's only kind of scary.
well, it's no thinking that Ven is late for work because he didn't go to the liquor store that day.
Absolutely. That was a true thing, man. That totally happened. I don't really... Every now and then it's useful. It'll be like there's a traffic jam or something is borked, but yeah, 9 times out of 13, I was like, it'd been nice if you had told me about that, Googs.
Yeah, I don't have that shit turned on because I have no use for it.
Yeah, I mean, you can cut it on like walking mode.
Yeah.
But, I mean, if there's something you could just like casually
I'm
walk
also-
around.
I'm also a stickler for battery, and this shit's like running constantly, so.
Yeah. I don't know, like, especially by Nexus 10, once I cut that thing on like high accuracy mode, it knows which corner of the house I'm in.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you're here. It's like, no, you're here on the top. I was like, yeah, all right.
Yes. You're in the kitchen.
Effectively, yes. I was like,
Get out of the fridge, fatty. What?
No, Chat Realm is strangely quiet tonight.
I know.
Yeah.
Where is everyone?
Well, Strider was thinking he was all clever earlier. He's like, oh yeah, I'm going to pass a bunch of Pantera references. And I'm like, no, you can't get that shit past me.
Yeah, and we only have like 5 people watching us live on Twitch right now. Did everyone get a girlfriend all of a sudden?
Could be, man.
Maybe.
You never know.
Beautiful big-titted naked women just don't fall out of the sky, you know?
We scared them all away last week.
Oh, that was a long ass show.
Yeah, man. That VOD was like
Man.
7 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More disturbing is it's got over 100 views.
There was a lot of Rocket League and Google Feud and speedrunners and more Rocket League. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I was like, but still, I was like, here's a video. It's like 7 hours long, guys. There was no publicity done for it. And I was like, what are you just? I guess if you just put it on in the background and you want to listen to it, right?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, I already listened to all the podcasts, it's all the videos. Okay, one time.
Because you have a desperate need for more Linux Gamecast, obviously.
And I'm a little bit of a narcissist.
So like all those 100 views versus Pedro mashing on the refresh button.
Well, it's not necessarily refresh. It's that it's running on all the devices in the house.
Yes. Stole Nori's cell phone, started playing it on there.
This box here is the only one with a nice set of speakers. So I just put him here, I turn up the volume, and I go around doing stuff. Hey, Jill.
Hey, Jill.
I don't know. I've definitely gamed like the Twitch system. There was something I was watching that didn't have enough viewers to get to a low enough thing, so I just opened up a bunch of browsers and all of a sudden it showed up, and I was like, thanks. And I went over to the mobile and changed it to a lower setting. I was like, done.
Or Paul, I should say.
Oh, hi, Truggy.
Are you getting closer to the camera?
I'm moving around a bit. I'm trying to keep the weight off that one back muscle, and then, I don't know. It's on and off, which is really annoying because this morning it was all fine, and I start sitting down. It's like, oh, now you're gonna start hurting. Ooh.
Yeah, no, my back used to hurt like a bitch with the previous chair that I had. It was admittedly it was one of those cheapo IKEA chairs. Not anymore.
Yeah, the next big home office upgrade is gonna be a standing desk.
Just tape your monitor to the wall, man.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing has VESA mounts, so I could get like one of those TV things and plop it up there.
Nah, man, it's not as rad as just like relying on some duct tape.
Please stay up, please.
Right.
Poster tack, yeah.
Just some double-sided little dots on the back. There we go.
I super glued it to the wall, man. It's fine.
I still have that blue tag thingy right here.
Eat it.
It doesn't really smell like anything, so I'm not really compelled to eat it.
Does it taste like anything? Let's find out.
Oh man, I'm gonna mess with you because I
feel the need to put this in your mouth.
Hey, listen, I have a bunch of like flavorings now that are concentrated, so I'm gonna sprinkle that shit in the next thing I send to you, and it's gonna smell really delicious. So.
I have some vanilla flavoring that I use to make eggnog.
That's just double dangerous, man. Vanilla flavoring's mostly straight alcohol.
Yeah, you have to be really sparing on the vanilla thing.
I remember telling that to some kid, and not a kid, I mean, he was like 22 at the time, and he was like, I was like, yeah, man, you can get racked off vanilla flavor. And he was like, what? And like 2 days later, because like, God, why didn't I know about that as a kid? I was like, we were more creative. We tried to get wrecked on things. We didn't have that. We had to experiment. We didn't have the internet.
Yes.
Yeah, I have that one teeny tiny bottle. It's like the moment I got home, I have to try this. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I got a bottle of Cool Mint and a bottle of cappuccino like that. Cappuccino, man, you do not put that on your tongue straight. Or just get ready for cappuccino flavored. I don't know. What do you want to eat for the next 3 days, motherfucker? Because
Yeah.
it's gonna taste.
There was I think Nescafe had one of those like cold cappuccinos. You could mix it in with cold water, so you could have it cold. I tried that.
Really, I thought you mix it with cold water to make it hot.
Har har.
I don't know, man. They have like cold iced tea bags are it's just black tea that you can brew in cold water. It's like, how lazy.
If you want iced black tea, I mean,
Well, I mean, if you want tea, because I mean, it can't be anything but just like ground up, dehydrated or freeze dried. It's like, no. I mean, might as well just like pop the bag in your mouth and chew on it, right?
it was like a pouch of chewing tobacco. You just stick it in the side of your mouth all day, and you get tea or whenever you want.
Yeah, you just make saliva tea.
Ugh.
I
2
drool a
weeks
lot,
later,
so I could probably do that.
That's just swearing by it. He's like, "Oh man, it's awesome! I get tea whenever I want." Oh yeah, he starts talking like Eric Cartman too.
But. Whoa.
Admittedly, I've had some tea that smells really nice. Even just you take the bag out of the thing, it's like, ah, yeah. And I was tempted to chew on it, but I never really got to it.
No, I mean, Bigelow's like that with their Earl Grey, and you open that up, and like, oh yeah, get in my system. But, you know, it's like, it's going to be better, you know, once you put on a kettle.
Get some hot water, let it sit for a minute or two.
Atreides.
I will kill him! I'm sorry, what? Kind of spaced out there.
Jean-Luc Picard, you're in the wrong.
Sting! Why are you wearing that metal thong? And where can I buy one?
Come closer.
Don't stand so close to me, Sting.
Oof.
All right, Shut Realm's a bit more lively now.
Yeah, everybody's picking up. Getting ready to kick this off. Gotta do a show.
Oh yeah. I'll put you in a Slim Jim.
Mm-hmm. I'll bring this thing back up to 45 and see if that does the trick. Not really. Shh. 27. All right. I'm gonna go grab a drink. I'm far too sober to do this.
Yeah, it's the weekend. You have absolutely no excuse to be sober.
Speaking of sobriety, I am sober by not choice this weekend.
Oh, that sucks.
Though I found out, they changed the medical cannabis laws in Canada, so now I qualify.
So this is not going to be a recurring problem.
Well, I gotta wait until like spring of 2017 before I can like actually go into a liquor store and get cannabis. But
Drugs are bad.
Yeah. Even Portugal with the decriminalization.
except for fentanyl, that stuff's good, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even Portugal with the decriminalization of drugs doesn't have like recreational pot. It's not exactly legal.
Yes. Well, I mean, this was an issue in Canada for like the past 10 years, and the only reason it hadn't been moving forward sooner was because of the conservative government in place. Because they had the majority government, and they were the only ones in favor of not enacting like marijuana reform. So
I don't know. I mean, earlier this week, you know, Elon Stark came out on stage and he's like, "We're going to Mars, motherfucker." When he says that, I was like, I believe it. Like, we're finally getting somewhere as a species. And I remember, it's like, how many countries have made a plant illegal? It's like, yeah, we're not that bright.
How many countries are still engaged in stupid fucking wars about imaginary sky wizards?
how many countries officially endorse a specific brand of Sky Wizard?
Woohoo!
The USA? Yeah.
One nation under flying spaghetti monster.
One nation under
Okay, I'm
Nicolas
gonna
Cage.
go top up. I'll be back.
Oh man, that's actually a good concept for a movie. Where Nicolas Cage gets like promoted to the godhead, and then
Oh, but the whole religion thing kind of backfired in some states because yeah, religion is a thing. Okay, there's a statue of Baphomet in Central Square now. Deal with it.
Hmm. Yeah, listen. Freedom of religion only applies to us and not you guys because we have an actual religion. What's the definition of an actual religion again? What? Your leader's been dead for 1,000 years? Oh, ha ha ha.
So
Oh
I
wait,
can
no,
suck.
your leader, which we can't really verify exists because there's no real evidence, has been dead for 1,000 years.
Oh, but don't tell that to a Jehovah's Witness. They'll talk your ears off. Oh, but how do you explain life? How do you explain
See,
the
see what I like to do is I keep a supply of rocks, and whenever a Jehovah's Witness like actually mentions the name Jehovah, I throw a rock at them because they're not supposed to say it. Jehovah, Jehovah, Jehovah. Oh God. Oh God, I love
Jehovah?
my Monty Python's Life of Brian. So
Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen like the major Monty Python movies. I need to get back to rewatching them.
doesn't take that long. There's not that many of them.
Yeah, there's
It's like
well,
three main ones, and then
it's a quest for the Holy Grail, Life of Brian, and two more that I can't remember the name
and
of.
now for something completely different and the meaning of life.
Yes.
Although, and now for something completely different is just a rehash of a bunch of Flying Circus sketches.
Which weren't all that bad.
Oh no, Monty Python's Flying Circus is great. Go watch it.
Yeah.
It's Monty Python's Flying Circus.
You got two coconut halves and you're banging them together. How do you get coconuts up here?
Perhaps a bird carried them.
Oh, I'm sorry, but a swallow can't possibly carry a freaking coconut. I mean, unless it's an African swallow. Oh, yeah, I suppose an African swallow could do it.
What if they carried them on a line?
It's not a matter of how you carry them. A 5-ounce bird couldn't possibly carry a 1-pound coconut.
Maybe there was two of them. They carry it. They grip it by the husks. Yeah. Yes, Faulty Towers, the show that ruined John Cleese's marriage. Listen, it is the prime example of why you don't get into a business with your significant other, because it ends badly.
Oh, yeah.
You
You don't
need
get
some
it-
separation of church and state, if you catch my meaning.
Yeah, you don't even get into business with your friends. That shit's just gonna go bad.
Yeah. Pedro's totally a Scientologist, man.
Oh,
You can't
yeah,
see it.
all hail
He has
Xenu
the
and
shirt
shit.
shoved up his ass currently. It's removing his feet as we speak. Praise Xenu.
All hail Xenu. You know, I actually don't disagree with the whole thing of, okay, so maybe humans were just dropped down on Earth and God is technically an alien. It could be. It's feasible. It's
Oh,
about as
big-
feasible as any other
Got it.
theory.
Oh, so you're going to replace what's his name on Ancient Aliens? All right.
Aliens.
There's this thing called Occam's razor. You should apply it to certain things.
Give me some audio,
No, I
Jordan.
prefer Newton's laser sword.
But Pedro's still talking. All right, he stopped. Good. Hello, lovely party people. I am giving you an audio check because Ven needs an audio sample. Audio.
Seems legit.
Your mother needs an audio sample.
I can tune it on
Yeah,
the fly.
it's old, like a giant sector beep.
Do you have everything re-rigged to normal?
Oh shit, I don't. Let me. Do
Thought
that real
so.
quick.
Ubuntu on an Atari.
You can do it.
Yeah, and run Unity, right?
I think you can actually run like LXDE and XFCE.
It's like running the
know.
GNOME 2 desktop on my Sun Ultra 10. Yeah, you can do it.
Oh, man,
It's still an Atari, so
the mate install on my TV box is like a weird composite of various XFCE utilities and GNOME utilities.
Well, that's the good thing about Linux, man. I mean, you can just, mix and match what you need. You don't have to be all in on... I mean, some people have to be all in so they can fight, for their tribal... It's like... Rawr.
Oh, have you got into the Fedora KDE IRC channel lately? Bunch of fucking zealots.
So is that better than...
Say some things.
I will talk about how KDE is the worst desktop environment, and anyone who uses it should be castrated. Because, I don't know, I can't think of a good reason, but I'm just trying to incite a holy war.
Poor MT.
Now let me just bust into doing fake air guitar for Megadeth's Holy Wars. Alright, does that work?
Seems legit.
Alright.
Twin on the C64 for the win. If you really hate yourself, sure.
Woo. Sports water. Ah. That'll wake you up.
Crap, now I have Holy Wars stuck in my head.
Serves you right.
Oh.
Okay,
It's a good song.
We're about to save that file as Stam. I almost want to keep it.
Stam.
The Stam
It's the
update
Stam.
of the week. Oh my
It's the
god.
Stam links update of the WAC.
Okay. Let's get crunk.
Turned down for what?
Dead Badgers is the best way to run Linux, man. And welcome back to another Linux Gamecast Weekly, the show that covers the latest Linux gaming news, reviews, how-tos, and most importantly, whatever the hell else we come up with. This week, Road Redemption, didn't really exit early access, but they really promise that it's just around the corner. And it looks like Steam is getting a new UI, so they can show you more things that have nothing to do with gaming.
Capcom has found a way to stop everyone from cheating by taking over their computers, and J.J. Abrams presents Half-Life, the movie coming. Oh.
Hyperlight Drifter learns an important lesson, one you can only grasp when you see it in 60 FERPs. And Unity learns how to live long and prosper. Maybe the performance of the Unity ghetto will improve.
I don't know, personally, I don't trust anyone who can't instantly do that. But I'm Vince Stone here at LGC Actual, switching the bits, doing the nightmare fuel under the Linux, joined every week up north in Canadian land by our tamed podcaster. Oh, look, he can do it.
It's called the Spocker, by the way. 2 in the pink and 2 in the stink.
Shocker. And all the way from space, Portugal. That is frightening, horrifying. Mr. Pedro Martinez.
I had to.
And together with Shot Realm Dynamic, helping us form that special bit known as Cocaine Voltron. Before we get started, we like to see what's going on in each other's life organs. Jay, baby, how's the back?
Oh, the back is doing better. It's a bit sporadic and when it decides to start hurting, i.e. now. But I heard you almost needed to bust out the eye patch for real.
Hey, man, that's a true story that almost happened because I was chilling out. I had a little movie playing on the Nexus 10. I didn't have it streamed to the TV. And I was in the kitchen. I was like reaching up on the spice rack, trying to grab a spice, and something was going on in the movie. So I kind of duck under my arm to kind of look and see what was going on. And one of the spice things fell from the top shelf, and I had a box with a pair of scissors sitting on top of it. It apparently hit the scissors, and just reptilian brain part of me was like, move! And I was like, what? Oh, move. And it was like, whew. I don't know if it touched me, if it was just air pressure. Scissors And I look behind me on the island in the middle of my kitchen, and I have a little brass thing with onions in it, scissors, whoosh, right in the onions. So
Oh, no, nice. I thought with the spice rack you were gonna get some cayenne in the eye. That would have
no, didn't get anything in the eye. But what genuinely happened was I almost lost an eye because Jason Statham did something as Jason Statham in a movie. Almost poked out my eye.
Well, around here I have a massive throbbing headache. You want some of that? No, I don't blame you.
It's Nori's
Yeah.
excuse for never mind. Let's get into that other section that we discuss every week, because it looks like the horse is headed to Hollywood. It's the Steam
Linux!
Update.
First thing out of the box, Steam Store UI update details have leaked. Speculate. I don't know, man. This could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. What I'm looking for, the only thing I'm personally looking for in a Steam UI overhaul is when I check, just show me games and quit showing me these movies that are in the bargain bin that some I've never even heard of, that it stays that way for the next time I am inside the client.
You don't want to watch the Blood Rain sequels?
No. And no, I don't, man. It's kind of miserable. I just wanted to remember that and quit showing me stuff that I don't want. But it's a good idea, though. Right?
They may have that option because they're adding some content filtering things that you can specify for your account. They're trying to do the Google thing where they're gonna see what games you own and try to recommend stuff for you as well. Lots of stuff. It's all listed out in this Game Rant article, the link to which is in our show notes. And on paper, these all seem like useful things because you get your friends' activity, you get some global preferences. They add some additional panes to present more information. Blah blah blah. But I'm just curious how Valve is going to cock it up.
Yeah, I'm right there with Jordan because this all sounds great. And judging from what the article is saying, it's going to make use of the horizontal space on those widescreen monitors we all have nowadays. Finally, Valve. It all sounds very well and good. I'm just waiting to see how Valve's going to goof.
Okay, Jordan, I mean, if you had to speculate, how do you think they could genuinely throw a chainsaw into it?
See, I don't want to pretend I know because you can always make things
All we're
worse,
talking
and
about.
you're not going to necessarily know how. But something about how like their ranking algorithms just completely fucks up, or those preferences are not really what we hope for, or they don't work in the way that you'd expect, or some weird shit like that that we're not going to see foresee until it actually comes out and hits us.
Or, you're browsing Steam on Linux and you keep seeing Windows games. Oh, wait, they already do that.
Yeah. Basically set it so I only see Linux games, and if I set it, have an option to say permanently display by release date, and just little things like that I think would be nice. But, if you get tired of that, you can always skin it, right?
Oh, yes. You can buy a sticker for your Areola controller for 11 fucking euros. So, yeah, this is the Steam hardware accessories sale. You can get the extra Steam controller wireless receiver for 9.79 euros.
I might need to get me one of those.
Yeah, you can get the Steam controller battery door, which is like
I want one of those.
Backplate. Yeah, it's just this little backplate here. You can get a replacement one that has a slot that you can fit the wireless receiver into. That's nice. And there's the carrying case if you happen to want to carry your mistress around. And there's the skins.
For our audio listeners, that's what he calls his Steam controller.
Yes. And then there's the skins. Okay, so usually they will charge 10 euros 99 cents for one of the fucking stickers. How the fuck do you justify 11 euros for a fucking 30% sticker?
Off. They're like $6.99 over here, man. I'm about like 12 of them.
Listen, you can justify the cost of anything, man. Don't even ask that question.
We were talking earlier. Now, I understand, if you're 12 years old and you have an Xbox and all your friends and you want your controller to stand out, so you want the yellow swag and Doritos all over it. I might understand that market there. I don't think the Steam controller really has that. It's like, but then they have like, well, you want a CSGO Steam Link? And I was like, not if I want to play competitively, Valve. Not really.
I mean, yeah, I don't get that either, because you stick the Steam Link behind the TV so that it's all nice and seamless, right? I don't want to look at it. I just want to know it's there. It's like the Chromecast.
The
should be unseen.
biggest disappointment for me, genuinely, is no one's 3D printed or made available to Steam. You need to put this in the store. Is the back plate with a hot pocket holder that you can push up and munch on. I think that,
or you know what? Maybe something that wraps around your face like they have for horses. Fill it with hot pockets. It's spring loaded too, so as you eat it, it shoves more of the hot pocket in your face. Valve, call me. I got a million of these ideas.
okay, coming up next, something that might get rendered on
flare.
Linux. Yeah.
Well, they don't
Yes.
make games anymore, so they might as well.
Yeah, they got to do
So
something.
yeah. So apparently, a Portal movie is coming fairly soon, according to JJ Lens Flare Abrams. So, I mean, do we really need a Half-Life or Portal movie? I mean, if they do, I kind of want them to go with the silent protagonist route. Unless you get, like, maybe Bryan Cranston playing Gordon Freeman, or Ross Scott from Freeman's Mind. If they made, like, a full-on Hollywood Freeman's Mind movie,
yeah.
I would be so happy. But, yeah, I mean, the best way to handle a Half-Life movie would be to drop Freeman as the protagonist and focus on some other area. Because they have a very big world. There's a lot of stuff going on in your various Half-Life games. Freeman's story is meant to be experienced, not really watched. Again, unless you're Freeman's Mind. But, you know.
I would disagree with you. I was thinking, it was like, all right, Portal movie? I don't know. What's her name? Who got the Ghost in the Shell? She'll be in it.
ScarJo.
Yeah, ScarJo.
Scarlet.
She'll be Shell. But with a Half-Life 3, they said this has been, in the works and the talks for years and years and years and years. And they're finally getting around to it, but Valve time, you got to keep that. It's like Jordan said, they don't make games anymore, so they got to do something. But they might be in talks, but considering the last movie that came out that was an adaptation was The World of Warcraft, or The World of Warcraft, and that just tanked in the States, made, wicked mad cash in the Chinas. I think they're going to be hesitant on that. But JJ, Lens Flare, Portal Flare, that definitely could work. But if we had Bryan Cranston, come on, I mean, if just the trailer, the just 2-second clip of just Cranston with a crowbar, just drop your mics. You're done. You're going to go see that.
Yeah, just Half-Life starring Bryan Cranston. Next
Done.
commercial.
Done.
Just put the HEV suit. The fans will do the rest.
Oh, come on.
I mean,
yeah.
using Bryan Cranston is cheating, man. He's just too good. He elevates everything he's in. I'm gonna watch the frickin' Power Rangers movie because he's Zordon.
I could
He's
just
gonna
see
be
the
in there for, like,
framing, man.
30
You got the suit, and you just see the hand come up, then it pans up, and the reflection. Oh, yes, it's there.
Yeah, Gordon Freeman in the pork pie hat, and just everyone creams their jeans.
Mm-hmm. Well, it turns out that Distance isn't the only thing stuck in permanent early access. Road Redemption, that Kickstarter promise of, we were going to get Road Rash. They were going to remake it, not the crappy Sega CD version, but the 3DO version. Yeah, they're like, we're totally coming out of early access. We got the online multiplayer. It kind of works, but bandwidth's kind of an issue. And I think Foxdog left a mention in our show notes. So now they're just starting to get around to hiring voice actors. He's like, Vin, apply to be a voice actor. And I was like, not unless they want, 3 hours of me going, finish the damn game. You need to update the graphics. It still looks like ass like it did when you originally released it. And Pager didn't for like the longest time. This thing didn't even have controller support, right?
Oh no, because correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a Unity game.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, and it was on Kickstarter like 2 or 3 years ago, and this was Unity 4 days, where you were lucky if you could have your Turbo official Xbox 360 controller working with it. Now they've actually managed to sort that out. Although Truggy was saying on the comments in the show notes that he reloaded this after months of not playing it, and it still crashes randomly at the end of races. And if you are going to pick this up, make sure to turn the volume all the way down, because it will fuck with your ear pussies.
And Strider points
That's
out
what they're there for.
in Chat Realm that, if you want to accelerate, you have to press the start button. So that is definitely some Unity old school spray and pray mapping now, isn't it?
I thought it makes sense because you press the start button to start the motorcycle. That's how motorcycles work.
Again, it's going to be a tough sell. That thing's $19.99 currently in early access, and it looked kind of rough to begin with, but rewind just 2 years ago, we didn't have a whole lot that looked like anything on Linux, and we were grateful. Nowadays, it looks kind of low budget, so maybe they'll get everything sorted. I wish them the best of luck, and hopefully they'll release something that will be met better than the arcade mode that they've had for the past 2 years. That's just not very good. Okay.
All right.
All
Okay.
right.
So this was something that, in my opinion, was not very good because it was limited at 30 FERPs. We're talking about Hyperlight Drifter. Yes. So they finally got their heads out of their asses long enough to see that people were complaining that the game is stuck at 30. There's a noticeable delay when you hit a button and your character does something on screen. So now they have a patch for the Windows version, not the Linux or Mac OS versions yet. But the Windows version, you can now opt into the betas, and the next update gives you the full 60 FERPs. Took you fucking long enough. Now, they say that the Linux and Mac versions will come at a later date after they
Because clicking export is hard. That's
No,
why.
man, it's expensive.
because they
Just like dragons.
well, they're basically using the Windows people as the beta testers. And I'm okay with that. I'm reasonably patient for stuff I never thought I'd see, and I totally would have lost money on this one if it weren't for Cody Cooper on G Plus posting this earlier in the week. I, for the life of me, would have never believed that this game would actually have a 60 FERPs version at any point. But so I decided to check. It's like, oh, the day they made the announcement, let's see what the player difference was. So I went to Steam charts. There'll be a link in the show notes for that too. Don't worry. And oh, they went from 200 players on average in August to almost 900 in September. And if you look at the chart, you can pinpoint the exact moment that the beta build and the announcement went live. The moment it comes out for Linux, I might actually finish it.
You know, I gotta be that guy. When it comes to hipster pixel games, 30 frames per second, I'm not saying that's good enough. I would prefer 60, but seeing 30 didn't cause me to claw my eye organs out. I was like,
No, it's not. It's not so much the visual thing, it's the delay, because there's a noticeable delay. The moment you hit a button to like do the hyperlight drift thing that your character has
Pedro,
known
you
for-
wait until you get as old as me and you'll want that delay back. So.
Yeah, once the arthritis sets in and you feel like your joints are burning every time you're playing video games. I mean,
Right.
what?
Huh? No, no.
because 33 milliseconds is noticeable.
Okay, moving on. Lead hacks.
Yes, it's hack mud. I'll get to that in a little bit, but this is one of these text-based hacking games. Because you know what genre of game needs a new resurgence? MUDs. People love playing text-based text interpreter games, but they say this is a cyberpunk-themed text-based hacking simulator for Intel-compatible personal home
Goddamn,
computers.
son,
And
it is hack. It only requires a 2 gig RAM stick.
No, yeah, and they fucking double down on this Intel-compatible personal computer thing. The system requirements for Linux, you don't even need a processor. And unfortunately, I can't play this on my Cyrix, whatever the fuck it was.
You don't need a processor, you don't need a hard drive, you don't need an operating system. Just grab
But
a stick of RAM, shove it in there.
See,
But
at
here's
least for
the
the
thing
Mac
about-
version,
here-
you need an operating system.
Yeah.
At least. But here's the thing about hacking games is that they don't actually capture the fun of actually doing hacking, where you have to root through people's garbage and cold call people trying to pose as the county password inspector to make sure that their passwords are secure, or waiting 72 hours for that one particular memory address switch to happen so that you can run your exploit and capture the blue team's IPS. And
I am totally
But
getting
apparent-
business cards made that say county password inspector. That's a
I want a shirt made of that. But I mean, it's a thing. If you want to pretend you're Elite Hacksaw with the CLI and go into your IRC rooms. I'm not exactly sure how this game plays, but it's a little. I get it. It's $13.37. Get it? Get it, guys?
One of the things I was reading in the reviews of this game was you basically need online connectivity to make everything work, and that's just the way it's set up, and the servers are constantly down, which the game is basically unusable at that point. But maybe it's your thing, it's no Tetris.
I mean, oh yeah. Actually, you could do JavaScript code apparently for this, which is just. Anyways, yes. Speaking of bullshit hacking games, this is Security Hole, a game that if you are tired of GNOME falling blocks and you need something else to do, this is it for you. How about recompiling Emacs, Tetris support? Maybe we can do some of that. It's a game that looks like the computer UI from that Terry Gilliam movie, The Zero Theorem. And I guess my Foxdog compares this to Tricky Towers. I don't think I ever played Tricky Towers, so it's a thing. And if you watch the trailer, apparently there's someone with a MacBook running Ubuntu Unity. So that just completely removes all the credibility of this game. I'm sorry.
I was
Also-
unaware that there was a Russian version of SteamOS.
Oh
Uh,
yeah,
what-
there's Cyrillic.
how-
There's
how
tons and
fast does
tons
that
of
processor need to be?
Cyrillic.
I'm unclear on what the speed of processor I require. It's 2RR4? What?
Yeah,
I,
or faster.
I don't talk Cyrillic, man.
Yeah, no, this
And
is one of those perspective puzzle games that you have to fit like a mashup of blocks of different shapes, and you have to get the camera in just the right perspective so you could go through and get all the points. Otherwise, you'll lose those points.
Pedro, what are your thoughts on this? I was just looking at the show. Well, the art here for Security Hold. That's either the artist from Dex or maybe somebody did a little copy and pasta.
That
Maybe.
does look very similar to the protagonist from Dex, but I don't think it was the same artist.
Maybe there was some tracing involved. Maybe it's a Vanilla Ice under pressure type thing. Who knows?
But then again, the main character from Dex was just inspired on those 90s hacker movies.
Lead hacks.
So, yeah.
Acid burn. Speaking of acid, coming up next, we talk about how Street Fighter V is eroding your system security because it's a good thing to stop cheating, right? Right.
Totally.
Blurp.
Lorp.
Okay, I really need to pee. I'll be back.
215. Export 215. And saved. PPA. Yep. I don't know what you thought it meant, man. It's kind of disappointing when you find out.
That's what Canadians use to refer to their privates. It's PP, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Shut up, it's clever. No, it's not.
Let's see. What mirror? Oh. No mirror. I gave you like a free month of show note access because you kicked into the Mixer fund. You're welcome? Question mark.
Maybe that Google Docs thing where it doesn't necessarily report that you have access to a new file.
Well, I
Someone
just
needs
gave it to him just as a thank you.
Oh no, I'm talking about just like Google Docs being shitty with file sharing.
Hmm.
Swag.
Swag, swag, swag.
Ring, ring. Ring swag, ring.
Half of Canadians?
No. Little do you know, all Canadian women have penises.
Okay. Let's see where you're
Well,
going
I
with
mean,
that.
if you think about it, a clitoris is just a really tiny dick, right?
2 out for Twitch, baby. There are children watching and Strider.
Oh yes, don't bother teaching these kids anatomy and how basically there's now chromosomes impact body parts that are basically starting off as the same thing and then contorted into their new things. The beaver half of Canadians, Linux Nauru, because we count beavers as citizens, don't you know?
They're genetically spliced with beavers and maple leaves at birth.
And then a steady stream of poutine is injected into our veins.
Yes.
It's like how they make new space marines, except with poutine.
Canada has weapon A.
Yes.
All right.
Also,
you
yes,
stay on top.
nickel for every time someone's told me that.
Hmm.
Aha! I'd have 1 nickel.
Whoa.
Oh. Yes, head on over to vote.linuxgamecast.com to vote on show titles, because GoDaddy is still fucking us.
Cocaine Voltron is in the process of getting transferred through the GoDaddy system away from them, and they do not want to let go.
They really want that Cocaine Voltron.
And it's like, you realize that's just like a throwaway. No one's going to buy it, GoDaddy, right?
No, we need to keep it so that you can know that we love you and you're gonna love us.
Such dicks. I mean, it was my own damn fault for having anything on GoDaddy in the first fucking place.
Yes. It's just, I understand you hate elephants, but, I mean, come on.
Right. Beta testers. Give that one a boat. Spatulate.
Because Jason Statham.
Yeah, man.
But he's in on the joke, man. It's no fun anymore.
Oh, look. Other people have dealt with GoDaddy as well, haven't they? Never again.
Hover, I would, if you want DNS, I'd recommend either Hover or Easy DNS.
Yeah, it's the whole process is getting that domain off of GoDaddy over to Hover with the rest of my shit.
The only thing that bugs me about Hover is they don't have dynamic DNS, and that kind of pisses me off.
Yeah.
Easy DNS does have it though,
Oh,
and
okay.
I've yeah, and honestly, the Easy DNS guys for support are pretty decent. I have no complaints with them. I use them for at my old job, so. Oh. Sexy.
Hot.
Ladies, you can wring out your panties now.
Joke's on you, buddy. I'm just wearing running trunks.
I'm wearing spandex shorts. Which I swear by, yeah. They're it's like $25 a pair, but they're really good.
I just wear like my house. There's like the Umbro running shorts. They're my jogging shorts. I have a couple of pair of them. It was like yesterday when I finally got back to the house. I was like, wait a minute, before we did the live stream. Go check that out if you want. We played some the Warhammer time.
Yes, we did.
Yeah?
Or I did. And then sort of was trying to get me to talk as I was... Yeah, midway through, was like, is there some audio ducking against you? No, I'm just trying to not die.
Good times.
Yes.
Yeah, that sounded like flailing.
Starring Pedro as Kermit the Frog.
Mm-hmm.
Where is he going with this?
It doesn't look transparent. Nope, that's a JPEG. Damn it.
You can specify file type in the Google search too.
Mm-hmm. What?
Yeah, Linux Drew, it's after the goal of if we get to $500 an episode, Ven has to play through an entire session of Dungeons and Dragons. Ah, yes, comments in the text file of commands I run.
Yep.
Compton's pretty good.
That was relevant. It's there whether you like it or not. Why don't you clean yourself up, Pedro? Here's some paper towel.
Actually, the roll is it's only the cardboard thing now. It ran out and I forgot to replace it.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm. Well,
See,
no,
don't worry,
you don't
buddy.
have
I
to
got your
worry
back, man.
Yeah.
It was just looking a little lonely up there.
Yeah, you remember that old Looney Tunes cartoon where like Bugs is in a fight with the animator and the animator keeps fucking with them? This is what this is going to turn into.
That's why none of us can ever have like green screens or something.
Oh, I totally want like the fucking chariot scene from Ben-Hur constantly playing in the background, or like 70s chase scenes, or like, I don't know, Hitler Youth speeches. I mean, the possibilities are endless.
LGC cares. The views and opinions expressed by Jordan Swagger, not necessarily his.
This is not an endorsement of the Nationalist Socialist Party of Germany.
Right.
Mainly because it doesn't exist anymore. And also because they're dicks.
Oh wow, that's a lot of suggestions.
Beta Beta, Hot Pockets, and because Jason Statham. Or what?
See, I think Empty could do wonders with Hot Pocket feedback. But the correct quote was spring-loaded Hot Pocket feedback.
That's too long for a show title, man. Yeah. Spring Pockets.
Spring. Yeah, if you haven't seen it, do yourself a favor, go watch the Jim Gaffigan bit on Hot Pockets. It's pretty funny.
Hot Pockets anger and confuse me.
You know what? I don't think I've ever eaten a Hot Pocket.
No.
I know they have the vegan Hot Pockets.
That's nice.
That's a Patreon goal.
Today
We filmed the eating and the aftermath of then eating a Hot Pocket.
Oh, are they made out of real vegans?
You'd have to check the ingredient list.
Oh
I
man.
think they could make it out of beans or tofu.
Yeah, I guess you could.
In theory.
I mean, I personally do not understand like the whole industry around like making fake like things that are not. I was like, why? Like boca.
Because people like to claim they're vegan so that they can be better than other people, but they miss meat because it's delicious.
Yeah. And admittedly, like, if you know how to make a bean burger, those are pretty good. But they have to be made properly.
Yeah, if you know how to make a bean burger and make the fucking mess
Yeah.
I mean, if you got like 3 people to back you and you're like, all right, you guys are washing the dishes when we get done with this? Yeah, I'll make some bean burgers for people. I don't have a problem with that.
There's no such thing as Canadian food unless you're counting like
Poutine.
Aboriginal dishes.
Poutine, yeah, poutine.
Or poutine.
Canadian.
I mean, they give you that at the border when you're driving through, like, oh,
Yeah. Welcome to
Want some
Canada. Here's
poutine?
your complimentary poutine.
yeah. Then they strap a moose to the hood of your car. You're like, go.
Oh, that's if they want you to stay, right? Because your car's not moving if they strap a moose to it. Let's be real here.
No, they just used the moose sticker. It's like, yeah, you're Canadian, buddy.
It's a room with a moose.
Mickey
Invader Zim
Mouse.
reference.
Yes. Back a couple of years ago, I think you can still see a couple of them poking around, but they had this big like provincial initiative, I guess you could call it, to like have these giant moose statues that were all decorated all over the place
Oh,
on
they
like
do that
random
with
street corners or.
We actually have
They're
that here in Athens with the bulldogs. There's like 20 of them that have been painted in various ways by local artists.
Yeah,
Interesting.
you go down like one of the main avenues here, and you see like bulls just randomly painted.
Then the Portuguese eat all the bulls to extinction.
In theory, this is of course a theory. I don't by any means endorse bullfighting, but if bullfighting was to be extinguished here, that particular breed would go extinct because that's the only reason they still exist.
I think like maybe they should put the bulls on equal footing with the humans and give the bulls weapons.
Personally, I believe that they should put the bulls on parade.
Yeah.
Not a handy song to listen to when you're in an almost 400 brake horsepower car. That's
Yes, because you get the sudden urge to ram it into people.
Rage Against the Machine does that. You don't put that in your car ever.
like, I feel like I'm going a little fast. You look down, you're doing 160 clicks, and like, whoa!
Whoa, yeah. Change the track.
Okay, I'm going to go get a refill, and I'll be right back. Then we'll do this.
Yes.
See, like I don't really have an opinion on bullfighting because if you're stupid enough to get into a ring with a literal ton horned angry beast.
Yep. I mean, if you're on a horse,
I'm on a horse.
Yeah, I mean those bullfighters that like the riders that use the horses, that's not fair. But if it's just you and the bull, I
Someone's going
say
to get
let
the horn.
fucking nature take its course.
Listen, you know what they need to bring back? Kangaroo boxing. Where they stick a man in a ring with a kangaroo.
You remember the simple times when you guys would just talk about poop when I got it for 2 seconds?
Now we come back. Men fighting kangaroos. What?
Exactly. That's just like, what ifs. All right, I don't care anymore.
Just check out. All right. Or you get the Homer Simpson bit where it's the Bren's like, okay, I'm gone. And Ben just starts drooling.
Basically, man. It's like, I don't pretend I can run this thing. Ready?
Sure.
In 3, 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, take your clothes off because we're about to start whoring ourselves. Yes, this would usually be the news segment, but before we start with the news proper, we want to thank some very special people who keep throwing some shekels our way.
And by special, he means short bus special, not actual special. But, you know, without them, we could not fund this Nightmare Fuel because hosting this stuff is expensive, and we appreciate all the help. And if you want to help produce this, you can head on over to patreon.com/linuxgamecast or linuxgamecast.com/support the shows. And if you don't buy into this hippie communist Patreon crap. But it's a thing. We got some backer levels. 5 cents gets you access to all the Let's Play videos a week early. A $2.50 an episode gets you access to the show notes and the ability to comment on them, which is useful if you find stuff that we're reporting that's inaccurate or you just don't like. You have a direct line to our eye holes.
You got to think about it, man. Are we going to actually give people the ability to tell someone they're wrong on the internet before we're wrong on the internet?
I know it's a bit of a shocker. It's almost as if we want to be semi-accurate in what we talk about.
Oh,
No,
all right, that's weird.
but you know,
Lies.
we'd love to thank everyone who supports us because we literally could not do this without your help. If you don't want to join us on Patreon, you can also head on over to linuxgamecast.com/support the shows, and we got some PayPal donation buttons. We have Amazon affiliate links that don't cost you a dime, yet fund us.
Hey, man, we
And
need
we're
to thank
so
some people. I checked our little Amazon thing. I mean, we get just a little bit of a taste, but you might not think that helps out, but that does add up. And we're like, ooh, all right, we can put that back towards new equipment and other fun stuff.
Yes, we have a current mixer fund so that Ven can add more tablets to the show because that's what we need.
Yes, that's it. That's why I need it. More tablets. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
All right.
All right, let's kick off the news section. So,
Yes.
you know what the easiest way to stop people from cheating is? Taking over their system and stopping them from doing anything. So this recent update to Street Fighter V installs a Capcom.sys driver into your Windows thing, which allows the software to disable SMEP, which is a funny name, and also a x86 feature that stops kernel-level memory from being affected by user space pages. But what this guy does is this will actually disable SMEP, run some arbitrary code, and then re-enable SMEP as if nothing ever happened, which is terrible because all you have to do is create a compromised executable that takes advantage of this SMEP being disabled, and all of a sudden you have root on this particular Windows
But
box.
wait, why are we talking about this on Linux Gamecast?
Well, because we've been promised Street Fighter V on Linux at some point in the future. We don't know when. We don't even know if
literally-
it's coming.
Yeah,
But-
Capcom came out and said, "Oh, Street Fighter V will be available for SteamOS in the future." We're still waiting
it's
on the
also-
future thing. But
it's
yeah,
a UE4 game, so it's
Linux
entirely possible.
Nuru, Linux Nuru was actually the one who brought this up in Chat Realm Static, and I'm like, if this ever comes to Linux, whomever gets it first needs to poke at it with a stick to see what's what, because I don't trust that game at this point.
No, man, it's going to be brilliant. It's going to be kind of obvious. So what we are talking about, last I heard, this has been handed over to Valve, so hashtag Valve time, but they did say it's going to run with the Vulcans. But at least maybe it will have the common courtesy to prompt for your root password. You're like, oh, I don't know about that, Brad.
Yeah. And
Origin
anti-cheat is a
on
fine
Linux.
line too between necessary evil and regular evil. I mean, there was that controversy a couple of years back with Valve scanning your DNS cache to see if there was any weird stuff being sourced from the interblags. But that is a lighter touch. There are better ways to go about stopping people from cheating than installing drivers that compromise your system by allowing random people to execute arbitrary code.
Well, Pedro, I think you're kind of sitting back like I am. We're just chilling out waiting because we know we have the Deus Exes heading our way from the fine folks at Feral. And we want to see if they're going to bring over that fine DRM masterpiece. What is it? De Novo? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I sent Andy, like I mentioned last week or the week before, I sent Andy from Feral, the new Nick, or the new Brad, as it were. I sent him an email
new
about that. It's like, how's that going to work? Are you guys doing the, like, porting the Nuvo to Linux? Is the Nuvo themselves now supporting Linux? Or is the Linux version not going to have the Nuvo at all? And he's like, we cannot comment on that at present. Well, that's not very helpful.
I mean that's not a disclosure for you. I mean, they can't because they're legally bound to not tell you.
Yeah.
Because you can tell secrets on the internet, right? But you know, speaking of, actually, there's no relation to the next story. Ven, just take it away.
Hey man, do you like to make tutorials online? Well, maybe you should start doing that for Unreal Engine 4 because it was worth more than $50,000 that was awarded in the latest round of Unreal Developer Grants. And that's really the thread that ties everyone together, Matthew, Mohammed, and Jan, Cedric, Virtue Said, Learning Hub, and Fabrice, is that they've all they've made YouTube tutorials and other guides helping people work with Unreal Engine 4. I mean, Epic is not just looking out for the developers. They've been good guy Epic about that, doing grants for upcoming games using the Unreal Engine 4, but they're making sure people will keep developing these guides, tutorials, tips, how-tos, quick and dirty type, to maintain that knowledge base.
Yeah, and that's probably a good idea, seeing as they're going up against Unity, aka baby's first game engine. So something as complex as the Unreal Engine 4, they probably can use all the help they can get.
Oh, wait. I can actually hear Scott all the way from Canada screaming, fuck.
And what I find interesting too is that, especially with the grant they give to Fabrice Borelli, I'm butchering his name, but I don't care. They're giving grants to people who are using the UE4 engine for things that aren't necessarily game related, because you can use it for modeling architecture or VR simulations for job training and whatnot. There's all sorts of things that you can do, and Epic does not want to stop people from using the engine however they see fit, because that means more people are using their engine. It's kind of brilliant.
Yeah, and Strider in the comments in the show notes said, in other news, Epic still doesn't give a shit about Linux.
Aside from all those Linux updates that we get on UE4 every release.
Yeah, they do care about Linux, and even though Tim Sweeney made a very, very strong argument against Microsoft, he also managed to steer completely clear of Linux.
Now,
So
here's the thought, though. Do you really want him talking out of his ass, though, about something he doesn't know about?
yeah, that's probably no.
I think we can just all agree at the end of the day that Epic's been a good steward with this, and they've been batting at least 999 with this.
999.
But from one game engine to another.
Yes, speaking of Unity, Mr. Levi Bard, aka Tac, on the interwebs, announced the experimental Vulkan renderer for the Unity engine. Yes, baby's first game engine now gets Vulkan. That's a lower level API in the hands of the kind of game developers that, well, they basically spawned the Unity ghetto.
Oh, come on, man. Are you trying to imply that we just gave children loaded guns?
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. They added a nice little point and click option to translate all your GLSL shaders into SPUR-V shaders. So that's a thing. And so far, they've only really tested it on NVIDIA on Linux. But Herr Pedro started screaming at them, and that changed recently.
Yes, I did. Because the very first thing, I wasn't actually at home, so I only had my cheapo laptop at the time. So I was on Google Plus, and I'm like, I see this, I put it in the notes, and I'm like, okay, so Levi, you want to send us, I don't know, maybe some demos we can test the Vulkan renderer with? And he's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. So he did. A couple hours went by, and he posted them. I downloaded them on the cheapo laptop. They run on the Intel i3 4005U. It supports Vulkan, and they ran. Slow as balls, but they ran. And when I got home, I decided to try them on this box. And lo and behold, they would just core dump at the start. Sec fault.
Yeah, that's because they didn't know what to do with your 1080, man.
Probably. No, it was actually an issue with Ubuntu 16.04, because on the regular repos, the only libvulkan version you get is 1.0.8, and you need version 1.0.21, which is actually available on the graphics drivers PPA. So even if you're not using, if you have an NVIDIA card and you're not using that particular PPA in order to get the drivers, you should still enable it just to get the new and updated Vulkan version, so you can.
So you're telling me Ubuntu is shipping out of date software? Shock.
Oh yeah, I know, right? Shock and awe. But yeah, no, it's otherwise, if you don't want to do any of that, you could just get the Vulkan SDK off of Glassy Mesa from Lunar G or the Kronos group and set up the SDK manually. But yeah, no, they work. And on this box, once I managed to get the Viking Village to work, everything was evenly distributed among all cores, which is kind of amazing.
Well, that's one of the important things we definitely need to point out is both Pedro and I have 8-core AMD CPUs, and Pedro's got a 1080. I have an old, antiquated, dusty 980, and I launched it. I read it at 1080p. I couldn't go to Yellow Swag Ultra, but even on like Fantastic, I never thought I'd use these two words in the same sentence. It was a Unity demo that was smooth, or a Unity game that was smooth. And the Viking system, I mean, it was like, whoa, okay, I haven't seen anything like this since Zigfrak, which is the last time I saw something PEG 8 cores.
Or you
Which
mean,
kind of leads
Ziggurat?
to this. Yeah, Ziggurat, I'm sorry. You ran it with your new sauce.
Yeah, with the Skylake, and it was a bit chuggy on the Ultra presets. It still worked though, right out of the box. So I mean, it's something. But as we've long suspected, Vulkan likes physical cores, which is going to be interesting when Zen comes out.
Well,
That is, yeah, that is definitely a talk for 2017. Hopefully, AMD, we're counting on you. So, GOG Connect. Who remembers GOG Connect?
nope, never heard of it.
I totally
Lies.
forgot it was a thing.
Yeah, I heard it was a thing like a couple of months ago, and then I completely forgot about it. But they have a new
Speaking of Ziggurat.
batch of games. Yeah. So it's the GOG Connect system is a way that you can link your Steam account with your GOG account, and if a game is supported on Steam and devs also have the game on GOG, you can just redeem the game for free without having to.
Not necessarily, because it has to be specific partnered GOG people, because they're
Yes.
adding new games fairly
Yeah,
well. I
the-
guess. This was the first new game batch in a couple months, but
Yeah. The devs have to actually say that, yes, we're okay with you guys sharing like the libraries and what have yous, so people can get our games on both the platforms.
it does wonders for Linux game piracy too.
Yeah, now Linux game piracy is actually a thing because this was a bigger haul than the first two we got. According to GOG, from the email I got after I redeemed this latest batch, I got $145.51 worth of games.
I got about 120, 119.94 specifically, and they're not bad games. And I guess it's nice to have DRM-free copies of them. But I have Steam installed on my computers. And
Yeah, Steam's kind of ruined me on that. I saw this story. My first reaction was like, huh. Oh, God,
I did it
little
just to
buddy,
see if it worked.
you're still trying, huh? I think this was the first update since the initial launch. Not much to say. I mean, there's a couple of games in there maybe you want to try out and play with. You know, spank them a little bit. But, again, I'm such a Steam whore with the Steam DRM. Like, you hate freedom. And I was like, yeah, and you probably typed that from your Windows box. So,
Yeah.
coming up next.
all right, so this has been a subject of a little bit of controversy. You might remember it from a few months ago when we covered it. Fig has now gotten SEC approval, so it's not a scam in the same way that subprime mortgages aren't a scam. But I mean, the last time we talked about this, there was this wonderfully in-depth video where this one lawyer guy explained
Dangerous analysis. Look that
dangerous
up.
analysis.
Yeah.
Yes. We'll throw a link to that in the show notes as well. It's not in there currently, but it's a good watch if you haven't watched it, anyways. But in order to get Fig to do what it says it does, where you can actually profit if the game that you fund takes off, you have to do a bit of sketchy stuff, including having non-controlling shares that are low priority. So if Fig ever goes under, they're under no obligation to pay you back. And so we have to take it on good faith that that even though you're citing your rights away, the guys at Fig won't screw you over. But I mean, SEC approval is a thing. The article does say it's kind of a formality, but it may do some things to allay your fears insofar as, I don't know, does it? You can send us some hate mail and we can discuss it, because we haven't really seen any real games come out of the Fig platform, at least ones that we've talked about. And I think it's gonna continue to be one of those crowdfunding curiosities that sort of is a different, more interesting take on Kickstarter. But
Yeah, we do
I
want to
mean,
make
that's
that
just-
correction. That's one thing Empty said. DA is not a lawyer. I don't know if he ever
But
said
did-
he was. I don't think he did. But this, yeah, and investing, and when your first big project is something from Double Fine, we love Double Fine. We genuinely adore Double Fine. They've been nothing but good to us. But we do have to talk about reality. It's Double Fine. Two things come to mind: over budget and over time. Right.
Oh yeah. I hate Bobby Kotick. He is the reason that the AAA games industry in general is as shitty as it is. But he made a good point when he said that Tim Schafer cannot manage a budget and he cannot manage time. So yeah, no, this I'm very apprehensive about Double Fine running an investment crowdfunding type thing. Now, granted, now that the SEC has actually approved this, there may be some better grounds for accountability. Say if something that gets funded through Big doesn't really get
I
through.
mean, really, the issue here is it's been rubber stamped. What does that mean?
Yeah.
We don't know.
And
Yeah,
we're still trying
no,
to
we
figure out what
don't.
the Southeast Conference has to do with finances. But a game that's been around. Wait, I thought this was already out.
Yeah, this was already out. It came out in August 25th. But as you can see, yep, Ven just highlighted it there. The post was only made on September 22nd. Now, someone done goofed at openmw.org
Oh
because, yeah,
no!
no,
What's
this came
that?
about a month. Yeah, it came about a month late, and you can see our ping back from episode 212. So,
Speaking,
someone done
but
goofed.
there is one reason we did still include this, and that's because Strider did a thing.
Yes, yes, he did. Strider, you know him. He's on Linux Weekly Daily Wednesdays, and he also
Or at least
maintains
that
the
Lutris
Lutris
logo that he owns
project,
is on there.
which you can. It's basically a one-click install for every game that's in your library. And a good job to him on that. He's ever the eternal optimist, and I love him for that. But yeah, he's in for some disappointment. Now, he did say that it was not an easy task because, and I actually tried this, building the 0.40 version from Sauce didn't actually work the way that the little tutorial thingy they have on their GitHub page suggests. You need to use the dev files from the PPA or the copper repo if you're on Fedora in order to actually get the game to build from Sauce. Or you just, do like I do, couldn't be asked, and download the actual binary builds. But yeah, this is the 0.40 version that we already talked about. They have some fixes. They introduced a couple of new things, but the shadows and the distant land are still not implemented. And as much as we love the OpenMW folks,
it's more or less 100% playable now, right?
Yeah, it's pretty much
it's
playable.
100% playable.
Definitely a good project. They are our favorite psychopaths. Head over to lutris.net, download that, and when it doesn't work, leave your hate mail. And
go to openmorrowind.com.
Bug reports, yeah, just somewhere obscure. Just don't give them directly to Strider because he loves it when people do that.
Send him a self-addressed envelope.
Super Tux,
bug report.
not point not 5 something.
Ah, yes. Super Tux. They have a new version out.
Oh, wow.
They added some better language support. They've extended the scripting API. They added some more tiles and music and console commands. But the big thing here is they've added an in-game level editor because apparently what this game is missing is tracks and not multiplayer of any sort, right, you guys?
This isn't Tux Racer. This is just Super Tux. This
Yeah,
is
man.
basically what they're trying to do is
you're like
Mario Maker.
Ah, right, yeah, I done goofed, yes, but they do have, Mario Maker, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, it is Mario. I mean, you play as a penguin, you jump around, you do things. I mean, this game has been around for billions of years ago in the future's past, and try it, play it, see if you like it. I think it's everyone's first is like, all right, let's learn how to build something under Linux. It's going to be this. Maybe, Pedro, do you remember Super Mario?
Mario?
Mm-hmm.
I remember it, but I don't actually have any.
They had to change it because Nintendo jumped on them. It used to be a Super Mario Brothers, for the SNES. It was a perfect little clone of it that they built from scratch. And Nintendo's like, we're going to DMCA. So they changed it to Super Mario, and they just replaced the Mario character and a couple of other sprites, right?
Yep. I remember now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is Super Tux. It's basically the exact same thing, except it's not Mario, it's a penguin.
So get in there, download that, make some levels, and make people scream. Yeah.
Yes. Or at least the 3
videos.
people who are playing this still. But coming up next, some Warhammer reference that I can't really think of right now. I'll come to it with the actual review segment. But we're doing Dawn of War 2. It's here, you guys! Oh my god!
Hashtag chainsaw sword.
Hashtag blood for the blood god.
And scene. Let's see. Let's save that.
All right. Smoke time, and I'll bring the robes.
Come on, Evo Drive. You still got a couple. All right, you did it. Good boy.
There it is. Free space, 36 gigs. Maddie gets it.
We'll go ahead and give you a fair warning right now. We're not going to have that much of an after show unless we got some people that want to come in and do something. Because Pedro's dying of a headache, even though Jordan does shows with broken backs.
Damaged back muscles, but yes.
Yeah.
You can say what you will of me. I'm dedicated to the cause at the very least. Throwing my own health to the wind for you people.
Yes, I mean, there's nothing more entertaining than suffering.
Yes. You know, all comedy is based on suffering, right?
Yes.
So laugh at my suffering.
But we'll definitely do a little bit. Because if we're going to be perfectly honest, there's a lot of Luke Cage that hasn't been watched between Jordan and I.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
I'm holding off on watching it just because I need the bandwidth for this show. Once this is over, yeah, I'm fucking off watching some Luke Cage. Damn you, Netflix! Why do you have to produce such quality programming that I can watch all at once?
I did a lot of stuff yesterday that did involve not watching that. Then Empty made a post, and I was like, oh, damn it! All right, I'm just gonna watch an episode. Because Saturday mornings, I'm
5
up,
hours
I'm up
later.
Yeah, right. Wicked early, 4:45. I get up, so I slept 3 hours. And yeah. And a reminder, everyone, youtube.com/Linux Gamecast, the entire live stream, the whole thing, the full Monty, as we call it, is available on the YouTube, so you don't have to deal with the busted-ass Twitch player. That's the reason I put it there. Maybe you like watching stuff on Twitch. That's cool.
Yep. You know what? If I get any requests, I might stream some more stuff next week because I have nothing but time.
Well, that's why I really want us to hit, I think it's 175 for the stream, because it'll give us 2 days for streaming, not necessarily for gaming, but we can prototype shows, man.
Yep. You can. I don't know. Maybe for one of the streams we'll bring over in the D&D group or something.
Yeah, I mean, we get to experiment and play around. I mean, we definitely want to have a 45-minute stream of Strider sitting in a corner giggling.
I honestly, I'd like to see a stream of just Strider making fun, dude.
Atomic, thank you, I guess. Maybe. I'm taking that as a compliment. I don't know how you meant it. Probably not as one, but I'm not very good at Portal, no. But we'll talk about that later.
That's why I'm here. Hi.
I think Jordan had more fun. Atomic got the latest one because he's a suave gentleman backing us on Patreon.
5 cents a show. You get to see the frustration before everyone else.
But the one before that, which is available for public consumption, we don't put anything behind a paywall, just time delays, was the one where Empty and I played, and fuck all, that's a bad idea, because neither one of us knew what we were doing, and we had a return video, so Jordan was basically playing the role of Jordos, just laughing at us, being unhelpful as always. Yes. Because I went back, it had been a while since I'd watched it, and I cut right into you just cackling manically, going, you fuckers don't know what the fuck you're doing.
I know, right?
Right.
Because you fuckers don't know what the fuck you're doing. But
I've never, as far as I've played in Portal 2 is as far as anyone's ever watched on our Portal 2 series, so. Yeah.
That is actually how I track our progress, because I just look at the levels that Ben completed. Oh, that's where we are. There was a bit of a problem of before we started recording. Okay, we have to find the last episode of Portal so we can find out which puzzle it is. Then I just realized, oh wait, he's never played this. I can just use the level completion thing.
Jill, I have played the original Portal. Not much of it.
I played the original Portal on Xbox. I don't recommend it. It's a fun game. Just don't play it on Xbox.
Why the hell did you buy an Xbox, man? What's wrong with you?
Mass Effect.
You've changed, man.
I have. I've embraced the Linux gaming master race.
Damn it, I got rid of the towel. Boo.
Boo
me.
Hiss! Rubbish. But yeah, like I said, I'm probably gonna be doing a little more streaming this week.
Oh, Strider, 3 Portal games. Did Phronix post a new article?
Oh, are you talking about Narbacular Drop, the original project that was basically Portal before Portal was a thing?
I don't know.
Yes, and part of the reason I know what I'm doing is because Mir's like, "Hey man, you want to play some Portal?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah, whatever."
That's how Portal 2 started. It's like, hey, man, you want to play some Portal?
We need to test the Portal multiplayer. Does it work? Let's make a series out of it.
We never know. I mean, that's why... That's how things happen. It was like, all right, if we're going to play a game, might as well record it, and maybe somebody will get some entertainment.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, no, if you have any requests for games you want to see me play, preferably RPGs, shooters, stuff like that. Turn-based strategy. all
Hatful
stuff
Boyfriend.
that hates.
Wait, can you stream that on Twitch? I don't think you can.
No, you can because there's no nudity.
Okay.
If you want to do like Sakura Spirit or one of those other hentai visual novels, then probably you're gonna run into some issues.
You had to force him to play Portal, Jill. That's barbaric. Not really.
The joys of being in a relationship with a non-gamer.
No, I remember when Steam first launched on Mac, and I was like, I want to play Portal so bad, you cock. And then...
I remember when Steam launched on Mac, and there was immediately 5 seconds later a Veronica shuttle that says, "Steam is coming to Linux, you guys!"
Yeah, right. Portal I got for free because it was like Portal Free Day or something like that, so it didn't count as a Heretic purchase. But like the first time I started up in Wine, it just ran, it was atrocious. So yeah, I never really played the original Portal until they released it for Steam, and I was like, all right, this is the thing. I mean, I dig it. I like the portals. I'm not spoiling anything. Fucking hate the lights.
Oh, you wait until you get to the floaty tubes. Those are new dimension of pain.
I'm just waiting to a point where you have no recollection, because we're getting there.
Well, I mean, I already kind of have no recollection. It's one of those things where like you played a game like
because if you've watched that latest one that we did this week, there's a good 5 minutes of Jordan going fuck, and then you just see both of us going looking at ceilings, and it's like I don't know. Then there's the wait, I remember.
Yeah, no, that one specifically took Mira and I like half an hour to figure out.
No, it's great. It's like the one series Nori watches religiously, and she's just shouting at the screen the whole time.
Keep going.
No, that's it. Because she loves her Portal. She does. She replays it every now and again, and Portal 2 as well. And every now and again, she'll rope me in to play Portal 2 co-op with her, and she's just basically shouting the orders like, do this, do that! Okay.
So basically, the tempo of your relationship in Portal.
Basically.
Yeah, Pedro just gets home and so he just plays Portal.
That's the only hole you're going into tonight. Heyo.
No, man. I think the brilliance of their relationship is they play it in separate rooms so she doesn't throw things at him.
Maybe. We definitely do play in different rooms, so maybe.
Well, like the other alternative is you have what Che and Linda have, where you just have like the two desks set up next to each other.
Maybe in the future. Maybe we'll get to that point.
Mm-hmm.
It's you got to take our relationship to the next level, baby. Got to have our computers in the same room.
Oh, put a ring on it. Token ring.
I have no illusions. I will gladly spend the rest of my life with Nori.
It's a shame that rest of your life is going to be 15 minutes.
Linux Neuro, you definitely need to watch Linux Weekly Daily Wednesdays, which airs on Wednesdays at... What time do we do it? 3 o'clock. Yeah, Nori's always got something in front of the camera. It's
She makes a point out of that.
yeah, that's Nori's thing. I don't judge if that's what the lady wants to do. Keeps her.
I mean, I really do want to spend the rest of my life with her, so yeah, I'll just let her do fan things in front of the camera. That's fine.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a man that knows his girlfriend goes back and rewatches the stream.
I know, right?
She does.
All right.
Like every now and again, she'll bring something up. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
that's where you got that from.
Okay, I'm gonna go grab things. It's on you, Pedro.
All right.
All right. That's so sweet. Steve, husband, and I are celebrating our 5th anniversary today. All right. Well, I've been dating Nori for 6 years now. See, I would marry her, but what's the point? I mean, neither I nor her kind of see the thing. She says she wants to get married, but okay, I guess it's a formality. I could, but it's just a piece of paper. Do you really need to bring the government into your relationship? I don't know. That's just me. Gingy, she's often just doing her own thing. And
Nori
at
shows
this
up on
time-
stream a couple times. Like,
Yeah.
if she's... Yes. There was that one time where I tuned it. I was like, I'd finished doing something, and I tuned into Weekly Daily Wednesday. I'm like, who's the hot chick on? Oh, right, yeah. Apparently, Pedro got drop kicked out of his chair.
it will happen every now and again. Well, according to Portuguese law, we are, for all intents and purposes, married.
Yeah,
Since we
common law. It's a thing in Canada too. Where
since
So that's the thing. I'm not sure how that applies to homosexual couples, right? Because do me and my roommate count as being in a civil union? I don't know.
yeah, I don't know.
I hope not, because then we start. Actually, that might actually work out tax wise. I don't want to be married to Tom though. I think that would be a bad idea. We're just friends, you guys.
Yeah, no, we are basically in a civil union marriage here. We have the same address. We've had it for over 2 years. So, yeah.
And you don't have to worry about split bank accounts because she has all the money anyways. Gingy, I will leave that to the fanfiction writers. Because apparently LGC fanfiction is the thing I don't find.
The Jordan and roommate fanfiction. So much fanfiction.
It's better than the Pedro.
Bad touch. No. Naughty jungle of love.
That's what I call my bush.
Let me tell you a story about Jesus.
Did you leave room for Jesus?
Fuck me in the ass because I love Jesus.
If you insist.
That's a song. That's actually a song.
Yes,
Don't.
Garfunkel and Oates.
Keep it.
Yep.
Nope. Nope.
Listen, the only LGC
Let me
fanfiction I
explain to you
read
how
is
fucked up this situation is. I'm the responsible one here.
listen. There is a surprising amount of Tom Brown and Ben slash fiction that exists somewhere in Tom Brown's mind.
Oh, it's amazing. Ben leaves and
Yes.
Jordan just get free reign of the whole thing. It's amazing.
Suddenly, this turns into the end of Chasing Amy.
Vote.linuxgamecast.com. Strider, really? The skins? I don't even know. Empty gets a vote because he's empty. He's cool like that. Massive headache? Yeah, alright. I don't want to know.
Actually, I have a friend in Sweden who offered to marry me for Swedish citizenship. I was half tempted to take him up on that for a while.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind living in Sweden. They have good internet. And giant, beautiful Viking women.
Fin size.
Yeah. If you like your women Gwendolyn Christie sized, there's a country for you.
Captain Phasma.
I like that one scene in that last episode in that last season of Game of Thrones where he's like, "Would you fuck her? I'd fuck her. I think most of us would fuck her, Braun. It's not a question."
Yeah.
That's so racist.
You think that
It absolutely is against Swedish people because Swedes are a race.
So are Jewish people. So see, you can't get out of being a Jew just because you don't believe in it anymore. Ha ha.
No, you just do it through the hole in the sheet.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Jordan does it through the hole in the putty.
I do it through the hole in the wizard ropes.
Yeah. You celebrate Christmas and eat pork.
Bacon, smoke cigarettes. I could kill a man. It'd be fine. But officer, I did it through the hole in the sheet. All right, then I'll do it. I don't want to be accused of being an anti-Semite.
Oh man, do you still run into people like from Temple, or have you just moved away from?
I mean, like I never really knew anyone from Temple. I mean, I still have like the area I currently live in and grew up in has a fairly high Jewish population. So a lot of my friends are Jews, or at least some of them are. So I run into them, but I think maybe only one or two of them are actually like religious, and the other ones just sort of buy into the I don't want to get into it because it's complicated identity politics and shit. Regardless, they have their dicks snipped. That's the important thing, according to God. That's a show title. But no, most of my friends are either irreligious or, yeah, most of my friends are irreligious.
I don't know, man. I got some like I can't call them turbo religious people, but they kind of are. But it's their thing. They're like, hey, man, that's my thing. I'm not going to try to.
Yeah, like I don't mind if people are just like, yeah, this is my thing. I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to try and convert you. Cool. I'll make fun of you for it, but that's because I make fun of everyone for everything.
Well, yeah, exactly. I mean, my mentor, Dr. Azariah Cribbs, and he is Christian as Christian comes, and but yeah,
Also a geologist.
Try dating a
Also a geologist.
turbo religious girl. Because
I had a turbo religious girl as a roommate once upon a time. That was fun.
that's a story for another day.
The important thing to know is that it never rained before the flood of Noah's Ark, right?
never.
Not according to Dr. Ken.
If it did, it's not canonic.
All right, gentlemen,
All right.
brothers, let's throw the sacred chairs. In 3, 2,
grab your gene sealers and something Tyranids. We're throwing chairs at Warhammer 40k Dawn of War 2, brought to you by Relic Entertainment / Feral on the Essence Engine 2.0, the same Nightmare Fuel that brought you Company of Heroes 2. That you can pick up for about $20 if you just want the base game, $60 for some DLC, and $80 for the Turbo Cock Smashing Fuck You edition. What is it? With a focus on facts, fast-action RTS gameplay, Dawn of War 2 brings to life the science fiction universe of Warhammer 40,000 like never before. Experience the intimate brutality of battle as you play through your chosen race's epic campaign. That's totally racist, you guys. Total disclosure, Feral did send us keys for this. So let's kick this off like so many chain swords to the face. Let's. One chair means that's garbage, 2 chairs means that's meh, 3 chairs means that's pretty good, 4 chairs means that's awesome. We also got our categories of Doom, makes with the working, shiny sounds, controls, and for the Emperor! So let's kick this off. Ven, did Warhammer 40k make with the working?
Over here on the unsupported Ubuntu 1404 LTS, box of business with an 8150, 980 for the video, and UHD displayed. It ran. I mean, I didn't have any issues with it running, but there's a couple of things. There are a couple of things. When you do play on an unsupported operating system, which, in all fairness, we are all playing on an unsupported operating system, so keep that in mind with this chairquisition. Because, let's face facts. You're not going to, it's like, oh, it requires 1604 and I have 1404 and I'm running an LTS. I'm just saying, in my case, it's like, I'm not upgrading to an LTS just to play a game. I'm sorry. But more often than not, that's your average person who's going to run into that. So we're trying to give you that side of the story. But if you are playing with an unsupported operating system, take a shot every time I say that, you get a wonderful little pop-up screen every single time you launch the fucking game that reminds you that you're a horrible person and you need to upgrade to the latest version of Ubuntu. But let's talk about the game. Something with the Sega games that they really like to do is to feed you 30 seconds of unskippable bullshit right at the beginning, and this game puts a cherry on the cake by giving you a loading screen right after that. Load times, they're kind of authentic, man. 2009 hashtag on that business. They're not horrible, but on SSD from a game from 2009, you'd think it would be done and gone and rocking. I don't know if this is a bug or a feature, but there's something I definitely noticed. I thought there was like a 2-hour wait period before games just started shitting out cards. This thing was just like dropping trading cards left and right on me just for starting it up. Not a problem. I've never traded a card. I don't even know where that option is because I'm old, angered, and confused. But how does it run? Well, on the 980 at 1080p, according to the benchmark, which I find the benchmark to be relatively accurate, my average was 45 FERPs. In actual gameplay, I'm going to say, between 46 and sometimes to 60, but with this particular engine, sometimes it'll drop as low as 24, 25 for fucking old reason because nothing's going on, but it just does that. Thomas P. did point out on G+, to me that this game did transfer all of his progress from that other operating system that shall not be named to the Linux version. He was very happy with that. Now, I think that's pretty good. Nothing really to complain about except for on my end, and I seem to be the only person on this blue marble with this issue because I've looked and then I was like, nope, it's working fine here. But I will just say, for me, let me know. Send us some hate mail if you've experienced this, or better yet, contact Feral and see if it... But if it's just me, I'm not going to dig him a chair for this. But multiplayer is just not going to work. There's a great little video I have saved of Jordan and I's first attempt to get multiplayer working, and it's kind of brilliant in our troubleshooting methodology. But, yeah, Feral makes with the working, and this is really where you get graded. Everything else is going to be pretty much based on the game. But you lot did a solid job getting this up and running on Linux, so you're going to get 3 chairs deservedly.
Oh, hi, unskippable 5-minute cutscene on first launch. Rohit actually brought this up in chat realm because he just started up the game. That's cutscene. Yeah, that cutscene is not skippable the first time you launch the game.
Thanks, suggest.
But, yep. But after you've started up the game once, you can skip that by mashing the escape button. It's pulling 60 FPS at UHD according to the benchmark, which is not bad for a 7-year-old game on the i7 6700K with the Fedora 24s and the GTX 980 graphics and some solid state drive. I have so many in this computer that I lose track of which one's installed on what. Yeah, first world problems.
What happened to you, man? You used to have all the HDDs.
You used to be cool, man. You changed. But yeah. I was playing it on UHD for the most part. Did not see a dip below 55 on UHD during gameplay, which is pretty good. I was playing it on 1080 on the stream. You can see in the top little corner, I'm averaging mostly 60 plus minus 1 or 2 FPS. And this is with VSync off, so I found that a little weird. Beyond that, on my unsupported operating system, everything worked fine, including multiplayer. I played a bit with MT. I wanted to stream some today, but Pedro had a headache. So, aside from that, 4 chairs.
Still do, very much. Yeah, no. Everything on turbo with anti-aliasing on, and the frames will occasionally dip to the 20s. If I cut AA off, the lowest dip I'll see in-game proper is like 42. With all that in mind, this box is running an AMD FX 8370E overclocked at 4.2 gigahertz and a GTX 1080 on Ubuntu 1604. Oh, Ubuntu Mate 1604. Sorry, Martin. Yeah. That said, I did run it on the cheapo laptop, which is running Solus 1.2. With everything on low, it has an Intel i3 4005U, and with everything on low, it averaged about 41 FERPs on the benchmark. That's, well, I would say it's impressive, but Feral do really love their Intel CPUs on accounts of them previously being a Mac porting house. So for me, it gets 3 chairs.
Well, that's 3 chairs for mix with the working. Up next is Shiny and Sound. Ven, did the blood look like it's suitable for the blood god?
Well, I mean, it's certainly no Slain, but apparently you do have to enter some type of age verification for this game, which I don't fucking get. Maybe that was a thing back in 2009, but speaking of 2009, it kind of looks and sounds like a game from 2009. Not that it's ugly. No, nay. But really, don't expect anything that you haven't seen before, boys and girls. But that said, for a strategy game of that era, it still looks a bit of alright. I mean, nothing genuinely to complain about. Okay, if you're going to get really into it, the shadows suck. They're just bad. They're just pixelated. And you're like, what? Really? Because everything else looks, really nice, even in 2016, but the shadows are just like blocky messes. That's a thing. That's not a bug. That's a feature, apparently. But we want to talk about the sounds. Okay, we got to talk about the sounds. We got to talk about Osiris. And we got to talk about live streaming it, because yesterday Jordan and when Jordan was playing, I was offering my witty whatever banter comment.
Repartee.
Yeah, it was definitely that. We were definitely a 20-minute stretch where the game audio would cut out because of some pulse latency issues. Jordan and I never noticed, but Osiris was like, hey, the game audio cut out. And we're like, what? No? Oh. Yeah, not saying the game audio is bad. It's quite a bit all right, but that kind of shows it is a little bit forgettable. But all in all, we're just going to keep on in 3s because it looks good considering from where the game, I'm not grading it on a curve. It still looks good, and it's priced to sell. I'll give it 3, right at.
Yeah, the reason I busted up the pulse latency MSEC was because for a while I was getting a bit of the cracklies, and that seemed to fix it. But something got rejiggered in the stream, and just removing that variable from the launch options fixed that. But speaking of sounds, oh, hi, Steve Bloom. You're playing half the characters in this. I love you as Spike Spiegel, man, but you gotta... Basically, every port of an old game seems to have all Steve Bloom all the time. Not that there's a problem with that. He's a perfectly fine actor. But as for the visual aesthetics, it looks like a AAA game from 7 years ago, and it's aged pretty gracefully otherwise. The Warhammer aesthetic is there in full force. The pyramids look like Tyranids. The Eldar look like Eldar. Space Marines look like Space Marines! And the one problem I do have, especially when you're playing Space Marines, is they all tend to look the same. If you can see this a bunch in the stream from yesterday, where I'm cycling through my units all the time because I'm trying to figure out which one is which. which that's not really the fault of the game. Pedro will get into that a little bit more. But yeah, it looks good. It sounds reasonably well. You don't really play this game for the soundtrack. You play it because of Warhammer. So I'm gonna give that 3 chairs. It's good, but it's not top of the line good.
Yeah, you look at this game and you immediately go, hey, that's a 40k game. The Space Marines have their chainswords, the Eldar have their magic and porcelain masks type things. The orcs are pretty thick in the head, and as long as you've seen Alien, you can probably design a Tyranid that is immediately recognizable. The aesthetics are completely unmistakable. The This is an RTS game, and chances are you're not going to be paying too much attention to how each individual unit looks, as long as when the camera is all zoomed out the way out, and you can tell from the silhouettes which squad is each and what to expect from the enemy squad. You did a good job. But in this game, since you're playing as the Space Marines, at least on the Dawn of War 2 proper campaign, every squad that isn't the scouts basically looks pretty much the same. But that's more a problem with the faction choice than the game's aesthetics. There are only so many ways in which you can make a monster of a man in power armor look different from the other monster of a man in power armor standing right next to it. You kind of have to look at their crotch region in order to figure out which weapon they're using. Oh, do they have a pistol and a chainsword? Okay, that's your hero. Do they have like a minigun? Oh, okay, those are the heavy squad. All right, okay, cool. So, I mean, for me, for someone who isn't really into Warhammer and 40k all that much, I can give it 4 chairs.
All right. Well, that's 3 chairs for Shining Sounds. Up next is Control. Now, as you, Ven, the Immortal God Emperor, how did you feel manipulating your minions?
Well, I wanted to throw a chair, but I'm sitting on a ball, so I went and bought a chair and threw it.
Throw balls.
No, I think maybe I'm speaking only for me, which is probably appropriate. I was like, okay, it's a Sega title, which Jordan will probably elaborate on, but, you know, it's like, okay, real-time strategy, okay, WASD, oh, right, Sega, arrow keys, nope, that feels dirty and wrong, let's rebind the controls, and this game's like, peace among worlds, bitches, no rebindable controls, you get to learn. Because sometimes, you know, a Q button does something and an E button does something, and sometimes the M button does something, which is really handy when you're always trying to navigate with the dribble. I hated that. I loathe that. It is probably the single biggest detriment to the game. And another thing, I'm just going to throw this in there. Maybe I should have thrown this in what made it with the working. If you want to change the screen resolution, you got to do it with the Feral pop-up button, which Jordan was kind enough to tell me. I believe you hold down Alt? Control. Then click play if you've disabled that screen from Feral, which is a good screen when you need it, because you're going to need it for this game if you have, you know, like us, UHD monitors. Sometimes you want to play it at 3840 by 2160. Sometimes you want to play it at 1080p. Yeah, you gotta do that. But the controls technically work. Unfortunately, I was forced to, you know, up, down, left, right, and movement with the gerbil. Not a fan of doing that, but I'm learning. I'm getting better. And I'm going to continue playing this game because, hey, man, Warhammer, Linux, it's definitely a thing. So, I'll give it 2 because the controls technically work, but they technically piss me off.
Yeah, this is the company Heroes 2 pathfinding issue where some of my squad directions seem like a little... they seem like suggestions. The pathfinding is a little off, so I'll say, go here. No, I'm going to take this long-ass security route through all this concentrated enemy fire. Oh, wait, I'm dead. I did good, right? Yeah. But yeah, dear God, someone please tell Sega to start using WASD for camera movement and RTSs as opposed to the arrow keys, because I'm using my mouse to micromanage shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, one other issue I have is StarCraft did this right, where all the hotkeys for all the buildings and the units are the same. They do different things, but they're in that same region, as opposed to this, where it's a bit of a crapshoot as to what does what. And it has the Starbound problem. If you're playing this at UHD, the UI gets itty bitty, and you gotta squint. And by the time you read what an ability does, you get killed to death.
Where's my
Beyond
mouse?
that, it's Yeah, again, you can see me complaining about that on this. Not actually, no, we didn't have that issue on the stream. But it's your otherwise it's your standard RTS fare. But all those issues combine to a 2-chair score. They work, but Sega, get your shit together. Seriously.
It's hard to cock up controls in an RTS, especially on PC when you have like a mouse, that you can use to control your units. That's where the RTS genre is comfortable. Somehow, Relic managed to cock that up. How? I don't know. But like Jordan mentioned, you're not really giving orders to the squads. You're giving out suggestions. Oh, you go there, pretty please. No, no, we're not going to. Because when you click to move a squad into cover, you expect them to land where the little green and yellow dots are in the little game world thingy, like any sane person would. Yet for some reason, sometimes that squad will outright ignore a cover and will walk around it and stand there gormlessly shooting at the enemy. I mean, chances are you're probably going to come out of it alive, but just barely, and you're probably going to lose a unit or two. You'd think that if you were putting out an RTS on PC, you'd want at least your controls to be reliable. I'm okay with the keyboard bindings, if for nothing else than just to hear both Ven and Jordan complain that they can't use they can't use WASD to move the camera, when I am usually the one complaining that you can't use the directional arrow keys to move in a game. So that's a nice change of pace for once, but it's not going to give you any extra chairs, so 2 chairs for controls.
Yeah, that's 2 chairs for controls in total. And finally, fun. Then, did you have fun?
For real-time strategy game, boys and girls, this is a bit on the slow side. Then again, for a real-time strategy, it plays a fuckload lot like a tactical squad games. Yeah. Kind of got that feeling there, Brad. I did enjoy my first 3 hours that I put into this, but, it's already becoming just a little bit, that special bit known as repetitive. Granted, the prospect of new and upgraded murder units and murder weapons will probably keep me coming back because, hey, it's Warhammer, it's on Linux, you're getting a pass for that. But I guess at the end of the day, all the complaints are valid. This first one is more, squad-based management than real-time strategy. It's a bit slow-paced. There's not things like base building. That's not in this game. And, you start the game, I play it, I just cheat like a bastard, grenade all the things, you get to the boss. You don't know it's a boss until you're like, hey, why isn't this one guy dying? Oh, right, he's got a mana bar, which he really doesn't, but it's a big health bar, and he absorbs all the bullets. If you're into the story, this one probably doesn't have the best Warhammer mythology story behind it, and that's what a lot of people are saying. I know what the hell a Warhammer is, that's all I can say about it. But if you know what the hell a Warhammer is, and you're a huge fan of it, again, this thing's 19.99 wet, stinky American caches. You probably already bought it. But if you don't know what the hell a Warhammer is and you're looking for, a real-time strategy game, this one's got its flaws. So you might want to proceed with caution. But, you're helping out Feral, and you're definitely helping out the cause of Linux gaming if this is something that mildly appeals to you. So just keep that in mind. I like it. I'm going to continue playing. And I think, for me, I want to say I'm going to give this 2 chairs with an asteroid, because if I could play online multiplayer, and again, take a shot, unsupported operating system, because I'm running 1404, I think once I get that up and running, I'm going to have an even better time, and it will be a solid 3-chair game. But currently, it's going to get the 2 chairs and an Astro.
I usually hate RTSs. I dread whenever we have to review one because I have to sit myself down and play it for a couple hours. I didn't hate this one. In fact, I sunk about 6 hours into it, and I'm probably going to go back. I just want to play it with some people. So, unfortunately, no one's bought this game yet. But after this review, go buy it. And a lot of the reason why I do like it is because there's less resource management and unit micromanaging, because you're just focused on your squad and having them do things. Or maybe it's because I love Warhammer 40,000. Actually, it's mostly that. It does away with a lot of the RTS elements that I really dislike and emphasizes going in and shooting the shit out of a bunch of Tyranids or Orcs, screaming blood for the blood god, Gorka Morka, red ones go faster, Warhammer meme, etc., etc. But I do have a gripe with this. Where are the Tau? Where are the Necrons? Those are the cool guys. The armies I'm actually interested in playing. But online multiplayer works. It's fun. I was playing it with Empty a little bit. I haven't tried out Versus. I was joking about getting Che in for a Versus match, but he curb stomped my ass because he actually plays Warhammer. I will give this a solid 3 chairs. Surprisingly, I enjoyed this game. I would highly recommend it.
Oh yeah, whenever we throw chairs in an RTS game, I always say it's not my cup of tea, but I usually give like those 2 exceptions, which are Warcraft 3 and Dungeons and Dragons Dragon Shard. Now, I may be actually using Dawn of War 2 alongside those in future reviews. What I liked about Warcraft 3 and Triple D were the quote-unquote RPG elements and the hero units. Although I guess I wasn't the only one, because nowadays we have MOBAs popping up left and right, which are literally just hero units and RPG elements. Now, I hate MOBAs because in their attempt to become something that they're very obviously not, they lost all their charm. Dawn of War 2 doesn't really have a lot of charm going for it because you're playing as the goddamn Space Marines in the main campaign. It's the single most unimaginative faction in this setting. Still, the faction choice aside, and you can actually play as 5 other factions in the Retribution Expandalone thingy, this is definitely an RTS I genuinely enjoyed. It doesn't get the perfect score here simply because you're not in control. You're giving suggestions. But it's a very, very solid 3 chairs.
Yeah, and unfortunately that totals out to 2 chairs for fun. Thanks a lot, then. And totals out to a 2-chair game for the final score. Final thoughts, gentlemen?
If you like Warhammer, buy it. You're going to dig it. I mean, we brought up Chi earlier. She was like, poof, done. And we just lost him after Thursday when this launched. I like it. I've never really got into like squad-based managed games and stuff like that, but I was like, okay, I could dig this. And I'm going to continue playing it because, you know, it wasn't just this. We got the expansion packs, all the YOLO, and the swag, and even a little bit of a Dorito on the side. So there is a lot to do and a lot to play. We will be coming back to this with some of those expansions in a review because they have changed the game mechanics. Again, you know, I kind of wish there was a bit more like base building type elements and stuff like that. There's not, but still, I didn't hate it. I put 3 hours into it on accident by clicking play, so that's definitely a good sign.
Yeah, definitely. And port-wise, Feral really needs more time with this particular engine before the performance is anywhere near something I can call good, because it's still dipping on a freaking GTX 980. Come on, guys, you can do it. I know you can do it. I've seen you do it. But yeah, if you enjoyed, when it comes to the game itself, if you enjoyed Warcraft 3 and Triple D, and the latest RTSs haven't really been scratching that itch, then Dawn of War 2 and the Retribution Expandalone will totally do it for you.
Yeah, I was honestly surprised that this is a real-time strategy game that I liked. I mean, I played StarCraft back in the day, I played Command & Conquer back in the day, never really got into it, and this is... Vin always has this bit of, I always go in to playing a game with the intent that this will change my mind about the genre. This one actually changed my mind about the genre. I enjoyed it. I would recommend this. Pick this game up.
Yep.
So, coming up next, we talk about stuff that we already know about, and we discuss how Ven may be a idiot savant at Portal.
Tastes like purple.
Yes, it does, sweetie. Yes, it does.
2 + 2 equals blue.
2 + 2 equals banana.
Yeah, whatever. Let's talk about it in theory.
I poked my eye with my straw.
All right, I'm going to go take these robes off. I'll be back.
Export.
Ooh, getting sexy.
Chug, 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 chug. Boom. All right.
Ooh.
Looking good.
All right.
Show me what you got.
I like what you got.
Uh,
Oh yeah, one of the units was screaming that. I was
what I
like, show me what
to
you
do
got.
is give me some new Rick and Morty so I can watch it.
I finally got around to reading through the Rick and Morty comic. It's all right.
It's all right.
It does. That's the thing. Like they try to do the thing where they capture Justin Roiland ad-libbing Rick's lines, and it doesn't translate to text all that well.
Yeah. What you got to do, Morty? What you got to do?
Yes, they do have the alternate universe where all Ricks are Mortys and all Mortys are Ricks, and Rick ends up murdering Morty with a shovel.
Can't say I'm surprised.
Mm-hmm.
Web zone.
There's the affiliate link. Ah, we didn't get the Muslim dating site.
No, no. Which we totes did.
Yeah, and we get an odd mix of Christian mingle and Muslim dating website ads.
The emerald lasagna? What?
Spice weasels, man. Spice weasels
Spice weasels.
from Futurama.
All right, I'll check it out.
Oh, Ben has some opinions on the new Red Dwarf. I vaguely know what a Red Dwarf is.
They're not good opinions.
That's the joke.
Imagine if they started back up TNG with the same cast.
I mean, they did that. It was called Star Trek Nemesis.
Ugh. Actually, that's... You can say what you want about Nemesis. Maybe you could say the one, where they're with
Insurrection?
Zephram.
Oh, Generations.
Yeah,
that was okay.
Generations, yeah, but at least at no point during the TNG movies did they bust out fucking sabotage.
Yes. Oh, that got a groan from
like
Star Trek Beyond out of me.
Is this classic music?
Well, and Futurama made that joke like 10 years ago, dude.
Mm-hmm. I was like, sorry. I mean, but, the whole goal, one of the biggest flaws with TNG movies is they desperately tried to make them action movies.
Because that's what they figured would appeal to people.
Right.
It's not like,
Like,
we
need
watch
to...
TNG because of complex plots and interesting characters.
Well, you sure as fuck wasn't watching TNG for, like, character arcs or plot development. I mean, the only thing that ever did that successfully was DS9.
TNG was experimenting a bit with it, but
Riker was Riker when he started. Riker was Riker when he ended. Mix and match any other member of the crew, and you'll get the exact same result.
Yeah. A lot of that was the Roddenberry influence, because once Roddenberry croaked, the Star Trek guys had a little more room to explore.
Yeah, good.
And then Voyager happened.
Yeah. I watched Voyager. I put that off for 16 years or something like that, and I finally just ran out of all, and I got tired of rewatching DS9, and I can't go back and watch Enterprise. Every time I've tried, I'm just like, oh no, I remember this being so much fun.
Long get from that.
Same way with TNG, man. TNG just didn't age very well. But
I was watching TNG reruns on Spike TV back when that was the only thing they were airing. So I can throw on the nostalgia vision.
Yeah, with me, I was watching TNG when I was like 8. So
I was watching TNG when I was 4.
Well, I was watching the original airing, bitch.
As was I.
What's wrong with you?
That was the one thing my parents did right, was they got me into Star Trek from a very early age. I remember going to like a local theme park when I was a kid.
Wait,
and it was around the time that
Truggy, you're right. Now I just want to see like a cut like into a Borg speeder, and they're all got Sabotage playing in the background. They're all head bobbing.
No, well, they need to do the TNG Night Crew thing, like from Robot Chicken, where they defeat the Borg using partying. Night Squad, bear me! Oh man, that entire sketch was worth it for like hearing Patrick Stewart scream that.
Right.
And like he doesn't give a shit. Patrick Stewart's gonna Patrick Stewart.
He's a good sport, man.
He really is.
I mean, the entire cast got back together for Family Guy, so.
yeah,
Or was it American Dad? It was one of the two. Might have been
it was
American Dad.
Family Guy.
Are you sure? All right.
Yeah, because like Stewie was grilling Will Wheaton about billing Will Wheaton.
Wheaton.
Wheaton. Got to get the chaf in there.
Ah, Hakem.
Achim. That was the one thing Hebrew school taught me, how to make the noise.
You got to be successful.
Yeah. All those Hebrew lessons down the toilet.
I retained enough to get me through them.
Pretty much. I memorized my bar mitzvah thing phonetically. That was funny when Ben brought that up. It's like, so do you actually speak Hebrew? Oh, fuck no. Though most of my family does because they were living in Israel for extended periods of time.
As one does.
As you know, I have been there once, as when I was like 8.
We should go there. We got a couple people watch the show in Israel.
Yeah, Dor, and I think actually, you know what? Intel has a pretty big campus in Israel, so those guys might.
There's a couple of like tech startups in Israel too. That was like, what?
Yeah.
If I wasn't scared about getting disappeared in Israel.
Mm-hmm. You ever see that movie Munich? Basically, that would happen to Ben.
Frighteningly accurate. Isn't that right, Pedro's candle?
Hey.
Burn.
Get the paper towel quickly.
That's too much work. It was like transparent paper towel, transparent flames. Like, look behind you, Pedro. Ah! Veep? No, I've never watched Veep. I don't even know what it. I know what a Veep is. I know what the name is. I've never even seen a screenshot or a thing of the
It's
show.
the one with Elaine from Seinfeld, right?
Elaine. You mean Julia Louis-Dreyfus?
Yes.
Okay,
I didn't know if you knew the actress's name.
Yeah, I know the actress's name.
Thank you. We just established this.
Yes.
Got redundant information. As we argue back and forth about things that we know. Actually, she still looks pretty good. No, she's no.
You're so sexist. Jesus Christ.
Oh yes, it's sexist for finding people attractive. Absolutely.
It is now. He says non-ironically.
People who take that shit too far.
I don't know, man. You probably triggered like 30 11-year-olds.
Well, I mean, if those 11-year-olds want to fight me, they're more than welcome to.
Or what if it was 30 11-year-old sized horses?
I don't know, because like horses have a pretty good bite power, right? If they clip my Achilles tendon, I'm down.
Your audio just went.
Did it?
It did for a second, yeah, bro. Like toads.
Is it back to normal?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, listen, if anybody listening to the show has trigger words or trigger warnings, send us a list and we will do. Nay, we give you our word. We will do everything in our power to say every single one of them on the next show.
Sure. Like, I don't know. In principle, I agree with it for just like, oh, hey, we're dealing with this subject matter. If you don't want to deal with it, then you can avoid it. But people who...
I don't agree with that because it's like, hey, You don't want to deal with reality and how the real world works? Okay, go to your safe space and learn nothing.
Well, that's the thing. It filters out the people who we don't want watching the show. That's my view on it.
Well, I just hate when it's institutionalized in university.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you're going to university to expand your mind and learn new things and confront new obstacles, not to, like, hide.
The whole deal is just be reasonable about it, man. Don't go flipping shit. Just be reasonable.
You can't do that when it's in vogue to flip shit, son.
Yeah.
It's like a thing.
But again, that's assholes trumpeting a cause for the sake of enabling them to be assholes and still maintain
here's a litmus test. How many trigger warnings are there in fucking Portugal?
What the hell's a trigger warning?
Right.
I only caught the tail end of that, but yeah, no. Here in Portugal, people are people.
So why should it be you and I should get along so awfully?
The whole concept of safe space doesn't exist around here. If something offends you, well, you got legs, don't you? Go away.
Legist.
Legs, wheels, hooves, whatever you want to call them.
Whatever you happen to have from the waist down.
Mobility units.
Go away.
Listen, if you don't have legs and have been replaced with the giant mechanical spider, go back to Wild Wild West. We don't want you here.
Or call Kevin Smith.
Yes. It was the fucking spider!
Yeah.
Spiders are the deadliest predators in the animal
See, the spiders are polar bears, man.
Polar bears are the deadliest animals in the animal.
Gingy, I'm about as crippled as anyone else here on this podcast. Yeah, so I don't have fingers on my right hand. That hasn't really stopped me from doing anything now, has it?
Well, you haven't tried to make sausage
from bringing
good.
it up at every opportunity either.
Okay, admittedly, I have not tried to make sausage.
Honestly, I think you should just chop it off and go with the hook.
Summons Tom Green!
No, I'm actually kind of tempted to just leave it as is and wait for the bionic enhancements.
Motherfucker, I'd be walking around with like a blood capsule in my fucking hand going, ah!
No, just have like the bionic enhancements to just have a glove to have the rest of the fingers on it.
No, man, what I want is those fingers from the original Ghost in the Shell with the...
that split into like 1,000 other fingers.
Right, and I want that where they then scratch the fuck out of my back. I'm like, oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I actually, can you buy a Mega Buster? Because I kind of want one of those.
I don't know.
And then I can just blare the Mega Man theme whenever I'm running places. All right,
I'm going to get a refill, then we'll do this hate mail.
Yes. Media preparation, not a reason to refuse.
And honestly, it just boils down to be reasonable.
Yeah, seriously, it's
be reasonable. Humans are humans. We're flawed, crazy little monkey or apes, because monkeys have tails. We don't have tails anymore. And not everyone's gonna like something. So if you don't like it, go away. If you feel the need to, if you're gonna be discussing graphic content and you want to give people a heads up, or here's a better idea: be context sensitive.
especially in English.
Maybe don't start
Context
glorifying
is
rape in the
very
middle of a women's forum, or
Yeah. Context is very important, especially in the English language. As someone who is not a native English speaker, had to learn the hard way, basically. Yeah, context is very, very important. And yeah, like Jordan said, we're all people. We're all narcissistic assholes who, to some degree, we all hate each other very, very much.
Humanity is this weird codependent relationship because we're simultaneously social and antisocial animals. So, really, just try and get along.
It's just think, what if it were you in that position? How would you react? That may seem like a little bit of a social, not a social faux pas. What's the word I'm looking for here? It sound a bit gauche, gauche,
Gauche.
gauche.
It's gauche.
It's gauche, yes, but it's you need to put yourself in the shoes of another person. Just imagine how would you react
Empathy?
if you were in that.
Pedro, are you implying that people need basic levels of empathy in order to interact with other humans?
I know, right?
That-
Insane.
That's just nonsense.
Yeah.
Gingy, I don't
But yeah.
identify as a penguin. I identify as a peregrine falcon. The fastest flying animal in the world, swooping down and killing rabbits. Wah!
I identify as a walking, talking asshole. So
You smell and sound like one too, so
oh, Truggy, it's only when I'm drunk that I talk about empathy. Because if I'm not drunk, I'm not talking. Period. I'm a very quiet person out there in the real world.
quick, everyone steal all of Pedro's alcohol.
That would get me to shut up right quick.
I know. Do it, people.
Yeah, Scott, that's because you're Canadian. You got that ingrained Canadian niceness.
I don't.
Yeah, Jordan doesn't. He's the exception.
Wait, I was about to say, I just walked in and I saw, like, Scott identified. See, if I didn't know Jordan, I'd be like, guys, Scott, you're really nice. I was like, man, you don't even qualify, man. You gotta go back to asshole training camp if you're gonna...
Yeah, I know. If you're going to judge Canadians based on Jordan, everything you learn from the internet is wrong.
I don't even like hockey.
See? Case in fuck mothering point.
And I played the fucking sport for 2 years, so
Hey, man, I can ice skate. We can go ice skating in New York. And
wait. So if you can ice skate, can we do a live action rendition of Hitler on Ice?
Yeah, but I'm probably going to be too tempted to, like, fucking check your ass on the ice.
That'll hurt the both of us.
It depends on if you're on the receiving end of that check, man. I can maintain some balance, son.
And I have a lower center of gravity.
That's true. This is true. 8.
No, at Trump University, they don't teach you how to be an asshole. They teach
At
you
Trump
how to
University,
be a
they don't teach
cunt.
you anything. That's kind of the problem with Trump University.
No, they just
They
teach
just
you
take
how
your-
to be a real fucking racist cunt.
They just take your money. That's what they do.
You don't get to say that unless you have the hat on.
That's all the way
And
around.
Scott, I mean, hockey is fun to watch in person because there's alcohol and you're piss drunk.
Canadians and alcohol, man. That's like, oh, Canadians is like, get them drunk. Get them drunk.
Yeah.
Get
yeah,
them
you
drunk.
Remember
and
that
get 'em near
Vancouver
a
Stanley
hockey
Cup?
stick.
Yeah, Canadians aren't nice. Did you see the pool? They flipped the bitch.
When you there's one interesting thing I learned about Canada is outside of the area of North America that I live in, the second largest viewership for NASCAR, Canada. Not even the rest of America. Canada.
Specifically French Canada. They fucking love their NASCAR.
Really? Oh, is that why they? Oh, what was it? The Legend of Ricky Bobby.
Ricky Bobby.
I never got NASCAR. I mean, you turn left,
Turn left.
Then-
turn left.
So
and then you
Pedro, the
turn
only
left
the only
some more.
people the only reason people watch NASCAR is because of the possibility of fiery death.
But then again, every single motorized sport has that.
As well, I was about to say, Jordan just described Indy racing, rally racing.
Yeah. Just about every single motorized sport.
But
How's
I'm not
that?
wrong. That's the important thing.
But then there's the person out there who's like, no, I watch it for the skill, and we're all like, what's wrong with you?
You're in the minority. Everyone else is watching because of fiery death.
You go around a track and you turn left the whole goddamn time. I don't know.
Huh. All right. Well, that's fucking Mega Man song stuck in my head.
Welcome to
Goddamn.
Linux NASCAR Cast.
Get her done.
You turn left. There it is.
I mean, well, Zoolander's gonna have a problem with that then, because he can't turn left.
I'm just saying you're never going to make it to Albuquerque.
It's true.
All right.
Yeah. What's up, Doc?
In 3, 2.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the curtain's about to drop and LGC is about to end for this week.
Woohoo.
But hey. No.
I can watch
You
Luke
don't
Cage
get to be
finally!
happy. You don't get to be happy just yet because we have some hate mail to get to. Oh, yes. If you hate us as much as we hate ourselves, and trust me, we hate ourselves, you can go on over to linuxgamecast.com, hit the contact button, fill out the form. It's pretty easy. If you want to leave some feedback for the Linux Weekly Daily Wednesdays, you can do that too. Just pick it on the little Dropbox there. Fill out the form, leave us your message, and if it's a hateful enough message or if you bring up a good enough point, we will happily feature it on the show because it helps us forget about how much we hate ourselves. So, this week, we have a bit of a, well, not hate so much, but some disagreements, as it were.
Confirmation of stuff we already know. This is from Rob.
Yeah.
And he says, Dawn of War 2 is more of a squad management RPG than an RTS. The last expansion pack, Retribution, turns it into more of an RTS. We just covered that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, this was talking about last week when, I was like, well, yeah, it's a real-time strategy game. Strategy this, RTS this, and that, and that. I think this is a very valid point. I, for one, tried, the other one, the last expansion pack it's now known as. Steam change it on the store, so I'm right. Went through, the tutorial mission, and I got to a point where I was like, yeah, I'm dead, I'm out. Alt F4. We're done. So, good times, good to know, and I actually think that's important. Some people skip over the review section. That's something you do need to keep in mind that we did bring up during the review, Pedro.
Yes, we did. And really the only thing that the Retribution expand alone type thing brings is the ability to play with more factions than the Space Marines, because fuck the Space Marines. It's always the fucking Space Marines with...
Well, for the
4K.
multiplayer, you can play as all the factions. Just for a single player, it's Space Marines.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's all right. Dawn of War 2 is actually all right.
I liked it.
Yep. So,
Up
Portal
next.
2. Sorry, Ven, but it wasn't the game sucking. It's a moderately complex physics puzzle. Play through the single player and you start to get the hang of how these puzzles work. You probably didn't get all the details on the portal physics, like the orientation of the exit and entrance matter, the speed and angle, speed and angle
Take 3.
in the same coming out, comma, etc. Ryan, you need to work on your sentence thing there,
Structure.
because that wasn't very good.
Well, I mean, I will refer you to my idiot savant comment that I say frequently. Ven he has these moments where it just clicks and he immediately knows what to do before I come to that conclusion. And other times he's like, Jordan, what'd I do? Point me. So
That is a damn lie because all I see on my screen is point, 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 point. And it's like, do that. And I'm like, I don't know, Jordan. Would you like to explain any of those 13 points you just put up on the board?
I feel they're pretty self-explanatory, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah, you need to watch our Portal 2 series where I turn around. I'm like, fucking what? Really?
The dangers of long-term alcohol abuse.
No, it's amazing. Watching Portal 2 with Ven and Jordan, it's amazing because you get to take, the back seat and just watch Ven and Jordan go at it. It's amazing. And
what's even more fun for me is watching Empty and Ven try to struggle through Portal.
Bitch, listen,
No.
We're just coming up on the point where Jordan, has basically smoked himself retarded, and his long-term memory, short-term memory, all of it's just like slipping. So he's like, I don't know. In this latest episode, if you've watched it, Pedro, yeah, it took him a good 5 minutes before he was like, ooh.
Oh yeah. And,
but at least I got
watching it. I was watching it with Nori, and Nori is like, when it comes to Portal, she loves it. She replays it ever and again, and she knows all the ins and outs. Even the co-op campaign in Portal 2, she knows all of that by heart. So just watching her screaming at the screen, saying, "Do this, do that, put a portal there, use that."
Actually, that might be a fun episode having Nori on screaming at me to do stuff instead of me screaming
That
at
could be entertaining. I like Portal. I don't personally have an issue with the game, but I've expressed my dislike for the mothering light beams to Jordan more times than I care to express.
Oh, you're in for a pleasant surprise, Ven.
Yes, and I can think with
bombshell.
portals, but I can't think with light. And on that bombshell, let's cue the music, because you can always find us around 9:30 Eastern Time, unless it was last week, because we were a bit early for our UK listeners, because they're awesome. If you want to support the show, check us out. We are independent, so every wet, stinky nickel you can throw at our face matters. It's patreon.com/Linux Gamecast. I'm at Ven Stone on the Twitter nets sometimes, but I'll always get back to anyone, just like I will at Ven Stone on G+.
I'm Jordan Svung. You can find me floating around in beams of light at the Burning Fool on Twitter, plus Jordan Svung on Google+.
And I am Pedro Matheus. You can find me taking the back seat on that whole rigamabob. And if you would like to join me, you can find me at Unaccounted For on Twitter or plus Pedro Matheus on Google+.
Did you mean rigmarole or thingamabob? Or both?
Normally we learn something at the end,
Yes.
but we're just going to leave it at that, motherfuckers.
Yes.
Because science.
Aperture science.
Your partner.
Science isn't about why, it's about why not.
True story.
Okay. And he exports.
And my brain was not appreciative of that.
Oh my god, does he export?
Right, it didn't work. That's why I didn't roll with it.
No, because like the pain is sort of kind of drowned out because of the booze.
Because my cup's empty now. And
Yeah, but like the throbbing, I can still feel it.
Just munch on a handful of Vicodin. We'll be fine.
If I had it, I would.
nope.
Flintstones, chewable Vicodins.
Hey, man.
That's like regulated shit here in Portugal.
It's like Flintstones, man. It's Venstones. Except it's just mostly, pharmaceutical grade morphine. With less vitamins.
Yeah, prescription heroin. Gotta love it.
I think, yeah, that's how you say it, right? Vitamins? Yeah.
Vitamins.
Yeah, that's the right way to say it, but I was like, if I don't think about it, see, now that I'm thinking about it, I can't say it like that.
In American, it's vitamins.
Well, it was originally a portmanteau of vital aminos. So, vitamins.
Yeah, but for some reason, like the UK English likes to say vitamins.
They just want to feel special.
It's because they're not racist like you two.
What? UK not being racist? That's a true fact. Jill,
You realize you just said you enjoyed watching Empty and I suffer, right?
Oh, she's a total sadist. Don't let the laughter and the cutesiness fool you. She's a horrible, horrible human being, just like the rest of us.
It is actually getting decent here. I mean, even at everything on full tilt on the 8150, I'm only at 54C.
Let me check
What
it.
am I? Sensors. 36 degrees.
47.
We're
I'm at 47.
55 and 42 for the Mobos. Which is...
I don't know what the PCI adapter K10 temp.
Well, I mean,
is-
let's just be general. I'm just going to PSA, an actual PSA. Don't fucking believe the thermocouplers on your fucking motherboard. Those things are they just throw fucking numbers at a sensor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
no,
need the IR
it's,
thermometer. You just point it at your CPU. Take the heatsink off first, though, just so that you get the actual reading, right?
I used to have a great little 5.25 bay thing, and it had a flat thermo. You just slid in there.
Yeah,
Between that and
just put
heatsink.
it in between the things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, I know if I looks at sensors, the temp 1 is the actual processor, temp 2 is the socket, and then there's another one, which is the PCI adapter, which I have no idea what it's measuring.
I got some voltage. Temp 2 I'm not sure about because it's currently at 127 degrees centigrade.
That means it's not registering anything.
No,
It's,
that means it's literally on fire. Or melting.
Oh, neat. I just realized that this webcomic person who's making a video game based on their webcomic is using the Godot engine.
Huh.
I actually talked to her last year about promoting her game once the Linux build comes out, and because she didn't know what engine they were on, but they're using Godot, so it supports Linux. I will poke her again.
Oh, shit. We gotta get some show titles going on, bitches. Vote.linuxgamecast.com. Hot Pocket feedback. Currently in first place, beating out because Jason Statham as Jason Statham. The title is Jason Statham. Upvoted because Jason Statham.
Actually, that's a good show cover. It's just like you replace all of our faces on the sidebar with Jason Statham.
Oh, man. Windows paper coming out.
J-Man fucks his roommate for a tax break. That wasn't said on the show, but somehow I feel compelled to vote for it.
See, I didn't know that was not said on the show. I just came back from like refilling my cup and I look at the fucking show time and I'm like, fucking really? That went on in like the 2 minutes.
You can't leave us alone, man.
It was amazing.
Children. Pedro, you're almost as old as me. Take some responsibility, son. Come on. Keep a rein on it.
Never.
Actually, shit. I'm turning 27 at the end of the month.
Oh, Snapplejacks.
Oh, but it's not. Oh, next year my birthday will fall on LGC Day.
Huh.
This year it's on a Friday.
We could do an early show.
And it's 6 a.m.
That's 11 a.m. here. I can do that.
I did get up this morning to shave off my neck beard. Kind of.
I could.
Oh, mine was thick. I mean, it was like, wow, that's a nice mane you have under your neck there. But I used the electric I was too fucking tired when I got up to pull out the straight razor this morning. I was like, that's not gonna...
Oh yeah, I gotta keep this part intact, and the rest of it is just all neck beard all the time.
I need to shave. I'm getting the random bushes in my cheeks.
Good old face bush.
Yeah.
Bloop.
Surprisingly good RTS.
I love
Yeah.
this not bite download that I've gotten like 9 times for this one.
Yeah, me too. Every time I start Steam.
Like, all right. But we do have the 4,000 Dawn of War YOLO swag pack. Thank you, Farrell.
Yeah,
So that's a lot of Dawn of War to play, son.
Yes.
Farrell's pretty good on that. It's like, oh, you get the game and all the DLC.
Mm-hmm.
They gave us 3 keys, one for each one. And
Yeah.
Yeah, there was 3 options. I didn't. Then I feel greedy that I'm like,
I'm like, okay, so what's the one that has everything? Oh, Grandmaster Edition. Right.
yeah, I got that on my second try, and I was like, oh, that one, okay. Which is like 79 pounds.
Yeah.
Hail to the Omni, Saya.
But we'll get some traction out of it. We'll definitely review Retribution at some point.
Maybe not next week.
Maybe
There
not
we go.
next week.
We still have that 4th person game to throw chairs at.
And
We
who
got so
knows,
many.
maybe
Last
something
time I calculated, it was a year and a half of games that we have
Yeah.
for 52. Yeah, 52 a year. Yeah, we had over a year and a half of games that we have received that we've never even like, mentioned outside of like.
Although, some of them it's probably for the best.
Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's a sympathy not mentioning or
What, you,
Like,
what,
yeah,
you
thanks
don't
for
want to
the
play
keys,
Serpent in the
but-
Stag Lens and hurt your eyes
Well,
trying to
yeah,
squint at a
there's
620 by 480 window at
every
UHD?
now and then it's nice to have a backup of those games. It's like I feel like destroying something this week.
Yes. You know what? I actually like it when we review good games because then I get to play them as opposed to shit games.
Yeah. And I kind of needed a game to put on the Steam curator list. I can finally put
Yeah.
another game there.
You know,
Dawn of War 2.
After A2MR, which Ben liked, but I thought was kind of middling and slain, I needed a palate cleanser.
A2MR was too good. I had to put that as like leave that alone, man. Just put it down.
Save it for the home.
Yeah, basically. Like
Yeah,
no joke.
no.
That crossed my mind. And I was like, yeah, I don't need some stuff laying around.
I'm going to need another Salt and Sanctuary if I'm going to ever play another 2D platformer.
Because I figure if I can make it until like I start getting like mildly advanced Alzheimer's, I can go back and replay all kind of shit. Then I can go back and rewatch
Oh,
all kind
yeah.
of stuff.
Yeah, go back and replay Half-Life with your fucking Alzheimer's brain. Just get all... Actually, hold on. If you could erase the memory of any one game so that you could re-experience it, what would it be?
Ooh,
Oblivion.
Skyrim.
Probably Metal Gear Solid.
I hate to say Skyrim, but Parthenox, dude. That reveal with Parthenox, I was just like, oh, you gotta be fucking shitting me over here. What? What? I had to like stop the game, get up, and like, didn't see that coming. All right.
Yeah, no, it would be Oblivion for me, so I can actually get into that game without my opinion being colored in any sort of
Oh,
way.
Planescape Torment is another good one. Yeah. Ooh.
Genji, I don't know. It sounds like a Comcast issue. I don't think anybody else is. You might change the
It's
quality,
always the Concast issue, man.
quality option to something lower, or try it on mobile.
I'm gonna go open that Twitch tab now.
We are definitely sending, about 5 megabits, 5.3 megabits up.
Oh no, it's working.
Yeah.
And it's got a whole 2 seconds of delay. All right, Twitch.
Like I said, Amazon.
Yeah.
Hey guys. No.
And then you hear the knock on the door and it's Amazon at like midnight on a Sunday.
Like, let's fix that shit.
Oh yeah, Ven, your vape stuff is still in limbo. Tell the lovely people about that,
Oh yeah.
because that's a good story.
Well, I mean, if you already know all the story, it's a long story, but yeah, the latest update on my Vape Bro package from my vape store, I think it was, nicotinelabs.com. I don't want to throw the wrong people under the bus, Oregon. You know, they shipped it, whatever, and USPS is really more an issue with the USPS, and they're like, oh yeah, package delivery confirmation. Walk outside. I see the person drive off. Nope, not there. Fuck. All right. Go to the post office. Nope. Whatever. Derp, 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 derp. And then I file a missing package thing. Finally get an update. Like, hey, we're still looking for your package. By the way, we didn't forget about you. And I was like, dying of fire. Then, I go to our USPS. I'm hanging out there learning all about how to get hired at USPS because I'm a creeper like that. I was like, I'm going to go deep, man. Red pill me, motherfuckers.
We have to go deeper.
Ran into one guy, and I checked his thing. He's like, oh, yeah, man, he works at USPS. And he's like, yeah, I can do tracking. He's done tracking for a lot of people to get GPS coordinates. Got the fucking GPS coordinates that were in my fucking house and walked in, and I was like, bam, bitches. After they're like, oh, we don't have GPS. And I was like, yes, you do. Here's the fucking place it was delivered to. It's not my house. Oh. And I was like, yeah, and the way they fucking said this was oh, you know about that. We normally can just tell people that we don't do that, and we don't have that option to look that up, so they'll just go away and leave us alone so we don't have to do our fucking jobs. I was like, God, motherfucker. So, that's where we're at.
So did the people who got the package smoke it already?
I don't know. There's probably a dead kid somewhere because it's 24% nicotine suspended in a vegetable glycerin solution. So you get enough of that on your little Jimmy's hand, he's going to thud pretty fucking quick. And it's odorless and it's sweet tasting, so. That's exactly how I explained it to the clerk. I was like, you got a dead kid on your hands.
I'm all for that, by the way.
Yeah, are you going to do Twitch Prime? Technically we have Twitch Prime, but it doesn't apply to our channel. Like, we don't have anything. Dynafire, Truggy. See you next week.
See you, Truggy. Yeah, no, we need 1,000 not subscribers, favorites on Twitch.
I don't know. I really don't know a whole lot about Twitch other than I know what our stream key is.
Yeah, I remember looking it up. You need like 1,000 before you get all the fancy stuff. That may have changed in the meantime. I don't know.
Twitch going to Twitch, man.
Twitch is going to Twitch.
Never invest into like just one single thing because you never know when the. That's the whole thing. Tomorrow morning.
Isn't that right, Google?
That's what I'm saying. It's kind of like YouTube.
Then again,
we wake up
YouTube
tomorrow
is up
morning. YouTube is like, yep, we're going to close your channel and get rid of all your videos. I'm like, all right, we still got all our videos.
I'm just waiting the day when they axe G+.
Dude, all right. Yeah, I got that. I logged into the G+ about 3 days ago, and it was like, boom, it gave me the new G+ again. I was like, oh, God, it's horrible. It's red. Bad touch.
I'm seeing red, and they changed up the Google Plus interface.
Right, and so I immediately go to change it back, and it was like, oh, just so you know, this is going away. The old one's going away. You're going to be stuck with this shit, so you better get used to it. I mean, they didn't say it exactly like that, but that was kind of the, message they were trying to send in my direction. I was like, all right. So what's the plan here? You've done fucking all with G+, other than dick around with it, but people have found a use for a product that you don't care about. So your goal is to chase the people who still use your fucking product off?
No, it's they had Moot from 4chan. They hired him, and now he's in charge of Google Plus or something like that.
That's a good idea, right? Yeah.
And he's looking at it as going, oh, I didn't build this, so I'm just going to rebuild it the way I see fit. And it's that shitty tablet UI. Fuck you, Google.
I think that tablet UI was in the works before they hired him, but the biggest thing that really pissed me off was like, yeah, because if you use the new layout and you try to use Google Messenger, it tries to pop up its own little wannabe application.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, no.
Leave shit alone, Google. I like having Gtalk integrated into Google Plus. It's handy.
Very fucking helpful.
No, let's split out Hangouts into its own dedicated thing, because that's how people use it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Totes. I was like, I don't need another fucking Electron app. I was like, will you give me a standalone desktop client? Nope.
See, part of the reason why I like it is I don't need a standalone desktop client.
Right.
If I have my Gmail open, which I always do, then lo and behold, I have Gtalk.
Yep.
Hmm.
Or if you're using GNOME 3 or KDE, you can actually register the Hangouts account and get that directly into the desktop.
Oh, so we get any bitches want to play some Rocket League? Because we figure we might play a match or two before we nope out. Because again,
Luke Cage. I'm good for a round or two.
It's not going to watch itself.
Yeah,
pretty much. I need to put it in my face, guys. You don't understand.
I got to get my watching in because tomorrow's work day again for me. So I don't get to watch Luke Cage tomorrow. I might tomorrow afternoon, but well, evening really. But
Oh, the battery's dead on this? Oh.
I don't know. Dead on what?
Steam controller.
The intro music to Rocket League, I like it.
Yeah, just don't let it play on. Twitch is pretty cool about it. They get it. YouTube will give you a copyright strike for it.
Let's play a game. What won't YouTube give you a copyright
Then you'll
strike
genuinely, just out of principle, use YouTube's video editor to try to edit a 5-hour-long video. Which probably took me longer than downloading it, clipping it, re-encoding it, and uploading it, but
Yeah, I know. There's a reason I mute the music in a game before I stream it.
on Twitch it's fine. Cynosis or Cynoxis.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, shit, man, it's cool. We don't care. I mean, they're active.
Psionics.
Merple?
Marf.
Funky dishwasher.
So we're going to play 3 on bots. We got anybody want to play? If we don't even want to play, we can call it.
Yeah, let's do 3 on bots and see how badly we get our asses kicked.
All right. As soon as we start doing that, everyone's like, I want to play, I want to play.
Yeah, we'll give it a couple seconds for Twitch to catch up. What's kind of stupid about the Steam controller is that if the batteries are dead and you just plug it in, it doesn't turn on. But if you remove the batteries and plug it in, then it works. But the weight on this is weird now without the batteries. Oh, it feels so light.
Replace the batteries?
Well, that requires getting up, and that's not happening.
That's why I have my Amazon rechargeables right there, next to me.
So we're waiting on Jordan?
Yes.
Oh, I was waiting on
Squirrel?
I was watching chat roll to see if anyone else wanted to volunteer. What? Really, Rocket League? Still haven't fixed that minimize bullshit.
Actually, it doesn't do it if you don't have your compositing enabled.
What? Why do I have... I'm confused. Why are there 2 burning fools? Nuke! Let's try that again.
TTFN. I'm an old man. That makes no sense.
Infinite power. Actually, one thing that surprised me, Rocket League works just fine on the cheapo calculator.
Oh, I get it. Ah, that makes sense. So I have the other Xbox controller plugged in. One more time.
Come on, Jordan.
Now you're in first position.
You got the invite.
Yep, I see it. Gotta wait for my shaders to compile, man.
Woo!
Nope. 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 Sock car.
Sakar.
Aren't you
3-3.
suck on my dick?
All right.
Joining.
Yes.
The joining has begun.
Okay, blue team.
Blue team.
All right, blue team.
See if Grandpa remembers the controls.
I'm going for it. Well, I was. I missed it.
Ah, I got it.
No, you stupid bot. Get away from the ball. That was classic.
Ah, damn it! You almost launched me in the
got it.
ball. You could have alley-ooped it.
I managed to jump in a circle. We were playing against rookie bots, ladies and gentlemen. This is,
We suck.
this is all you need to know about Team LGC.
We
baby.
never claimed that we were good at that game.
Stupid bot. No.
God damn it.
No.
Everyone ram into everyone else. It's the best strategy.
Yes. Ah. Sorry, Jordan.
This is my week.
Block it! Pedro, block it! Yeah!
I did.
Sorry,
Don't
man.
ask me how, but I did.
Ah, damn, I missed.
Come on.
All right. Damn it. Ah.
God damn it, Salty.
Get it in.
Get it
Come
in.
on.
Other way.
Fucking hell.
Take two. This way. Ah.
Ah,
Oh.
Oh, really?
I got turned around. Ah!
Damn it.
Oh, come on. That was yours. You had it.
You know how it is. You can't, like, take it straight away on the ball. You miss all the time.
That was too far ahead.
Yeah, that was on me. These bots are as equally retarded as we are. Saving grace?
No! Fuck!
Get over there.
Come on, Ven, front and center.
Come on, guys. Yes! Oh, how the fuck?
How the
Ah.
Fuck this game.
How did the bots manage to just get on it
Not
so
our
easily?
day, son. Oh, that was a waste. Waste.
Come on, Jordan.
Set it up.
Yes!
Nice.
I completely goofed that. I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. I didn't even see the ball when it went in.
I think the bots kicked it in.
Probably.
Oh no.
Oh no! Skirt.
All right, Jordan, go for it.
Ah!
Should have known.
Missed.
And then I missed. And then I fired. And I missed again.
Yeah, get away. We get ball. Damn it. What are you doing over there?
It's okay, as long as we can, you know, maintain our score right now, we win.
Oh shit, son. Missed that. Somebody help me
Okay,
out.
sorry, Jordan.
Shit. Yeah, we both have the same idea.
Yeah.
Ah! Damn it!
Anybody? No.
I was going for it. Too late. Oh, I got the Fallout Volt Boy antenna.
Alright. We'll play one.
One more of this triple fight. Blue.
Blue.
Yeah.
Badoo!
Alright, I'm gonna go for this.
All right, you're the closest one then.
Get it in.
Nice.
Yeah! See, when I'm carrying the team, we got problems.
Nope. Sorry, bud. Oh, damn it.
That's not where it was supposed to go.
God damn it, Goose! You can't be my wingman anytime.
I think that was my fault. Yeah.
Got the need. At the Top Gun school, I think we get fined
Yeah, you get fined if you make top
$10
Gun references.
anytime you say the Top Gun.
Well, that's it. No? Oh shit.
Oh, the one time the bot decides to do something.
Ah, motherfucker!
Back over there.
And away I fly. Yeah. Oh,
Almost.
Alright, alright. something I can work with.
Damn it.
Get it.
Oh, god damn it.
That looked like we were going to do something there for a minute, didn't it?
Yeah. Ah, damn it.
Wrong way. No. Wait. Eh.
Welcome back to Damn It, the game. Damn it. See?
Nope. I'm out of boost. Ugh. No, other way.
Seriously? Fucking bots.
Someone help out.
I tried.
Damn it.
Fucking hell.
Oh, shit.
Yes.
All right, bud. Keep going the wrong way. Do it.
That's the way you do it. They kicked it off. Again. Come on.
Who hit me?
That was me.
Guessing there's a
Oh,
ball.
no.
in there.
Jordan destroyed two bots. Oh,
Get in!
I had it.
No! This is...
Damn it. Fuck that.
This is going to be fun to fucking rewatch for people, yes. But right now, it is incredibly infuriating. Screw you, bud.
Yeah, we both went for it.
Damn it. I was
Come
on. Yes.
Oh, bullshit.
Seriously? How do they do that?
Overtime.
Damn it.
I saw you, man. You tried. You tried.
I thought I had it.
Overtime.
All
Okay.
right, Jordan, go for it. Wait, Pedro?
Yeah. I didn't get it just right.
Nope. Wrong way. Quit jumping. Remap these controls, Vin, eventually.
How did I miss
I
that?
don't know. Same way I just missed the entire fucking bowl, probably.
All right. Blocked.
It's too far off.
Oh!
How do I? God damn it!
Okay. Our strategy is now flailing about.
Yes.
All we need is one goal.
Oh, close, but not close enough.
Oh, should have braked.
Shit, no! No! Fuck! God damn it! I meant to deflect it, and I'm sorry, guys. That was my bad. I will take my part.
You. Admittedly, you got pushed by the button, so that's fine, I guess.
Well, that was a humiliating defeat.
That happened.
All right. Well. Ooh, hot shot. Yeah. All right. That's enough of that.
Oh shit! Yeah, right. We get the
Thing. Yes.
pew pew pew. Click.
No, I don't want to go to options. I want to exit the game. Damn you, Rocket League. No escape.
The only real
Yeah,
bug I have in game with this is it takes a few up and down movements before it registers the left hat. In the menus, only in the menus. That's the only place.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it keeps registering the mouse for some reason. It keeps reverting, and then you have to like hit it twice. Yeah.
Oh, it does that in the tutorial. It'll blink and like show you what to do with the controller. And it's like, no, use the mouse. I'm like, no, use the controller.
Yeah.
I figured out of all the racing games you'd love to play with a controller, this wouldn't be the one, Pedro. I figured this would be your keyboard game.
No, this is the controller game. I will play Distance and Trackmania with the keyboard, but this one is all controller all the time.
Yeah, I don't think precision movement really factors into this game at all.
No. I thought so. All right, and I've watched like the Rocket League tournaments on Twitch. They're really good at making. They're experts at making contact with the ball.
Yes.
They've learned to judge like the camera angle and where the ball is. Yeah, they're really good at that.
Yes. This game requires a lot more patience than it would lead you to believe.
Steve, how did you yell at the TV? Were you having the
How
same
long have
issues
you
in the
been
menus?
watching us?
Yes, I agree. The bots and the ball were in some sort of conspiracy to make us lose because we're great at this game, right?
Totally.
That was the weakest damn game, considering how we were playing last week. Then again, we had like Mr. Foxdog too.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had Foxdog, Truggleswick, and I think Amon
Rohit.
too.
Yeah,
So
Truggy,
people who
yeah.
actually play the game. And
I knew
No,
my strategy was just to like get it to roll in front of the goal.
yes,
Yeah.
And that problem would take care of itself. But
Yes.
yeah, man, I think we've done our time, right?
Yeah, considering how long we went on last week.
yeah. Well, it's almost 1 o'clock.
Yeah, it's coming up on 1. We've done our 3 hours. Normally do 4, but you know we did an extra 3 last week, so
Also, Luke Cage wasn't out last week.
right. But it works both ways. Some people are like, "Fucking hurry up! I want to go watch Luke Cage."
Oh, absolutely.
I guess that explains the inactivity in chat realm today.
Hey, man, people got Netflix to watch, son.
Oh yeah.
I
That media's not going to binge watch itself.
that's the reason I keep my Netflix account around, even though I think they've, I've had Netflix since 2002, man.
Yeah, I've let my Netflix account expire a couple of times.
I've been meaning to like cancel it between series, but I'm glad I didn't because like, oh yeah, Luke Cage, boom, all of them are there. I don't have to deal with anything. It's just like play. And Netflix knows when you're binge watching. By episode 3, it doesn't show you the opening cinematics anymore. It just goes right into it.
That's right. Okay, so we're doing this. Let's just buffer the new episodes as well. Just yep.
I mean, it fast forwards like the first 40 seconds of each show, just so you go like right into the show. Then, but if you get too into it, it'll be like, "Are you still there?" Question mark.
Are you still alive? Do we need to call the EMTs?
So I was like, "Yeah, but keep it going, keep it going." So I want to
Still
go
here.
out.
Go.
All right. We'll see you next week. Pedro and I will return Wednesday
Yep.
if he doesn't die from
And
head cancer.
And I might be streaming at some random time next week. Stay tuned for that announcement.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a live stream or something.
Yeah,
Oh.
we'll do a live stream hopefully on Monday.
Maybe we'll switch over to YouTube, not YouTube, but Twitch Creative, and Jordan make a grilled cheese sandwich.
Ooh.
A poutine grilled cheese sandwich. I don't know how that's going to work, man.
That would be kind of. I'm not a big potatoes.
I
and
love that
sandwich guy.
thought process. It was like that because I was like, oh shit. All right, maybe.
Well, I mean, like, it's an Israeli thing to put French fries in like sandwiches. That was never a thing that I was into.
Mhm. Hey Steve, thanks for watching. Mir,
Yeah,
Basil,
Steve,
Truggy, everyone.
Mir,
Atomic.
Jill, and
all
and
y'all.
is Scotty still in there? Scott's still in the room. I don't know if he's still listening.
Still hang out. And don't worry, you can always watch us at work and say it's continuing education credits.
Absolutely,
Wednesdays.
we're educating you on
Stuff.
Linux.
Stuff. There's a connection there somewhere. We
and it's
haven't-
actually safe for work.
it's frightening. Bye-bye.